You can measure the size of an elephant. You can clock the speed of a cheetah, but you can't quantify the heart of a kings, queens, and in-betweens. Welcome to Dr. Boxing Talk. Stream starts now.
The champ is here! 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 The champ is here!
If I tell you I'm good, probably you will say I'm boasting. But if I tell you I'm no good, you know one line.
Yo, 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 yo. Let me clear my throat. Yo, 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 what it do, guys? Dang, it feel good to be back. In the place to be, you know what I'm talking about? In the place to be. Here with y'all, and y'all here with me. I appreciate you, man. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hermanos, mi hermanas, amigos, mi amigas, dudes and dudettes, brethren and sister, and kings and queen, and everything's in between. Y'all know what time it is. The doctor's in the house. Let's get it popping. Let's get it popping. We got a couple things to talk about. That's one thing I will say that I like about not going live as much, because we have more things to talk about, you know, and I think that's very important for right now, especially because there's not too many things to talk about. That's why you see so many people coming up with crazy stories and all this other nonsense and stuff like that. But we are going to talk about that, you know, as people go in their little think tanks. And it's so funny. The crazy thing about think tanks is that you have to be intelligent to be in it. You know what I'm saying? You actually have to think and have some thought about yourself in order to be in the think tank in the first place. In order, because if not, you're just a dummy that's lonely. You know what I'm talking about? And we ain't trying to hear them ideas from the gosh dang buffoons and imbeciles, and with their imbecilic thoughts and ideas that they want to share and spread and disseminate on the airwaves. We ain't trying to hear that. I heard somebody say that gosh dang Devin Haney looked like Lex Luger. Can't make this up, bro. I can't make this up, bro. I'm not even a Devin Haney fan, bro. I'm not even a Devin Haney fan, but I like the truth. And if the truth benefits the man, it benefits the man. You feel me? Like, bro, this man said Devin Haney on Snack. Snack got him looking like Lex Luger. Like, is it Snack or crack? I mean, this nigga, this Snack, or is it crickety crack? I'm just... Hey, Victor Conte, pick me up. I can deal some things for you, because if you got it pumping like that, bro, you got the bases loaded. You know what I'm talking about? That is crazy. They said Devin Haney looking like Lex Luger, bro. I said, hey, yo. But yeah, man, but before we get to the nonsense, man, let's go ahead and say our prayers, man. You know, we got to start off because you know I'm about to go a little crazy. So shout out to everybody in the stream right now. Please join me. You bow your head, smack that like button, you feel me? But most importantly, let's go ahead and say this prayer, man. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for bringing us into this Thursday, bringing us towards the end of the week. Lord, we ask you for your continuous blessing, your continuous direction, correction, and protection. And Lord, just allow us to smile even when it's hard. Just remind us to smile and be grateful and thankful, you know, because even in the low times you make us strong, and in the high times you're the one that got us there. So we want to thank you in this when during the sadness and during the happiness. You know, we never want to forget to give you all the glory, Lord. And we pray for those that are going through sickness, going through any type of plight, going through any type of depression, any type of hunger or financial situation, or a loss of friendship or relationship, whether it's intimate or platonic, or any type of family member. Lord, we ask you to give them the strength to carry on, and give them also the strength to recover, those of us that are in a vulnerable position. So we thank you for your blessings, Lord. We also want to pray for the families of the 43 slain Nigerian Christians out there in Nigeria. You know, we want to send our prayers to them, and for our condolences to their families, that we ask that their spirits and their souls rest with you, Father, and justice is served for those that are doing these criminal deeds. So we thank you, Lord, for your blessings. We give you all the glory. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen, amen, man. So yeah, man, there's sorry, it wasn't 43, it was 43. I think I said Nigerians. No, it was 11 Nigerians that were killed. 11, no, it was 20 something. I think it was 22 Nigerian Christians. And then in the Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, particularly in Komanda, which is a Ituri province, there was 43 or 46 Congolese Christians were killed by Islamic terrorists. So, you know, there's good and bad people of every color, complexion, creed, nationality, demographic, ethnicity. But, you know, so we got to keep that in mind. We don't want to blame an entire group for what select did, but at the same time, we want to also hold people accountable for what they're doing, and, you know, pray for justice. But anyway, also too, one last sad thing, rest in peace to Kelly Mack. She's best known for her role in as Addie in The Walking Dead. I know her because I watched The Walking Dead. She passed away due to cancer, you know. 33 years old, man. 33 years young, you know. Cancer. Rest in peace to her. But let's get it popping, man. So first off, before we get into the the main topic of what it is, you know, I gotta celebrate Big Junto, you know. But first off, before that, let's hit this roll call, man. Shout out to my brother Ty Morissette in the building. My brother says, yes, sir. He said, hey, smash the like button and wipe your feet as you come through the door. The doctor is in the building. Yes, sir. I appreciate it, man. Shout out to my brother Ty, man. We got me Hermano Carnal in the building. Oscar Perez in the building. Yes, sir. Let's keep it popping, man. He said, yep, tanks with a little bit of sugar. Bro, I'm not going to lie, man. Y'all know I'm a fan of boxing, man. I'm a fan of Tank, bro. But I'm not a hater, though. Like, I don't know why that's so difficult for people. I don't know. Maybe the fighters that they dislike bang their sister or their girlfriend or their baby mama. I don't know what it is, or they mama. I don't know. Like, I just can't even relate to disliking somebody that much. I don't even understand it. You know, I can't even fathom it. Like, so because I like Tank, y'all know that's where the GTD chains. Pull out my GTD chain. That don't mean that I have to think that Devin Haney is the scum of the earth, or Ryan Garcia didn't cheat him. Like, what does that have to do with, like, that? You can't separate the two. Like, just because I like Tank, I think Tank beats Shakur, I think Tank beats Devin Haney, does that mean that Shakur is the enemy of the states, the enemy of the nation? Like, what are we talking about? You feel me? Like, it's crazy. Like, even with Clarissa Shields and Layla Ali, I don't dislike either one of them. I'm not gonna lie, the way Layla Ali has been acting and conducting herself, you know, in the media lately, I think she's been very corny, and she's persuading me to dislike her more than I ever used to in the past. But I don't have to. I could tell you, hey, I think Clarissa Shields is gonna win, but I don't mean I have to be condescending or demeaning towards Layla Ali, or, you know what I'm saying. Shakur is a great fighter. I think Tank beats him. That's it. I think Devin Haney's a great fighter, you know, youngest undisputed male champion in the 4-belt era. I think Tank beats him. But like this campaign that people go on, like a smear campaign, because they like what, like, bro, like, it is so crazy. It'd be the same ones that be hollering, oh yeah, well, we gotta stick together. Who? We who? Who who? Who is we? You feel me? Like it's just very like, I don't know, man. It's very unbecoming, especially of, and no, shout out to the ladies, you know what I'm saying? Hey, speaking of ladies, let's go my sis right there, Shawala. Y'all in the building. What's good, sis? Shout out to Shawa, man. You know what I'm saying? One time for the ladies. Go check out her channel, man. Dope channel. I was just in there today. I was on the quiet tip, but I was in there. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing your thing, sis. I really rock with your channel, you know? And it's not about everybody being in concurrence as far as their opinions, but it's about, for me, I appreciate when there's logic applied. I appreciate when there's appreciation, because without the fighters, what sport you gonna watch? Like, people forget that. It's like these boxers are the reason why we like boxing. So when you over here try to tear down a brother, you know what I'm saying, who just happens to also be your brother, if you feel me. So when you tearing down a brother that happens to be a brother, then it's like, what are you doing it for? You feel me? Like, you don't see Ukrainians tearing down Ukrainians. They love Usyk. They gonna tell you Usyk, Lomachenko, Alexander Vaznik, and what's the young bull that Keyshawn Davis should be? Denise Berinchyk. They're gonna say they're the best fighters. You see what I'm saying? You go to England, they gonna say they gonna be behind Anthony Joshua, Derek Ward, Chisora, Tyson Fury. They gonna say they're the best. You know what I'm saying? Go to Mexico, they gonna say Canelo Alvarez, David Allen, Picasso, Romero, Juan Manuel Marquez. They gonna say that they the best. At least they got solidarity when they are beyond. You feel me? It's one thing to have quote unquote barbershop conversations, but you got to realize that these are American fighters. I'm not saying you got to be pro all American fighters, but what I'm saying is, why unnecessarily go and smear people off of a foundation that is substanceless? You don't have anything to substantiate these claims. So why would you make these claims? Like, if somebody messes up, like we about to go in on Keyshawn a little bit, just a little bit. He deserves forgiveness, but he deserves critiques as well. I'm not saying don't be critical. Everybody deserves criticism, but you could give compliments as well. And it's one thing to give criticism, like constructive criticism, and it's another thing to have a personal vendetta and just smear somebody and feel like they can do nothing right. You feel me? And I that's not what I'm here for, man. I made a boxing channel because I enjoy boxing. I don't enjoy the soap opera aspect. If so, I watch Young and the Restless with my, you know, say recipes my grandma. Shout out to my brother Kendrick in the building, big member in the building. It's just crazy. But everybody do their thing. Shout out to my brother Oscar Perez, man. Yes, go renewing that membership, man, for another 30 days. He's committed to the channel. He said he's not going nowhere.
I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on.
Shout out to my brother Oscar, man. He said Big Juto stop it anyway at 5. Talk to him. Talk to him. Big facts. You feel me, Shawa? You know what it is. Like I said, we all got our opinions, but it's just like, come on, man. We got to show a little bit of discretion. You feel me? Like you can, like, bro, I was going for Errol Spence when he fought Terrence Crawford. Ask anybody in the chat. But I don't hate Terrence Crawford. I met Terrence Crawford. You see what I'm saying? And it's just like, the dude was very, very, very humble and very gracious. You know what I'm saying? He even gave me an autograph and dedicated it to me specifically. You know what I'm saying? Not just saying that, but I'm just giving you as an example of that. He's a cool brother. I'm not going to hate him because he beat Errol Spence and I thought Errol Spence would win. Because when I didn't pick Errol Spence to beat Terrence Crawford because I hated Bud. You see what I'm saying? I just thought that, you know, I like to analyze a situation and look at the styles, and I give my assessment. I'm right a lot more times than I'm wrong, but that was a case where I was completely wrong. I'm talking about he got brutalized, beat from pillar to post. You know, Bud put a whooping on him. I'm talking about he did everything short of a fatality in that ring, guys. Dang. But I was shocked. But you know, I don't hate Bud because of that. In fact, I respect him even more because I think that Spence is a beast. I still think Spence is a beast. Yes, was he handicapped? Yes, because, you know, he came out of a car accident, but his car accident and all his injuries that he had, the pre-existing conditions that he was going through, he had those same things when he beat Ugas, had those same things when he beat another great in Danny Garcia. So whether he was 100% healthy or not, I mean, these things aren't mutually exclusive. They could both exist. Was Spence not 100% Spence? Yeah, probably. But also, nobody whooping Spence like that. Ain't nobody thought he's good besides Terrence Bud Crawford. So, you know what I'm saying? I just think that I don't have to hate somebody because they beat my a fighter I'm rooting for, my favorite fighter. I can't even relate to that type of thought process, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, shout out to Junto, man. Speaking of my brother, mi hermano Carnal, Oscar Perez said, Big Junto, stop it anyway in 5. I say, I'll run you 3, you know, because let's think about it, right? So Junto, before we get to it, Junto has announced that he's officially going up to 122 super bantamweight division, man. So he's vacating his WBC and IBF belt that he recently won in his last fight against Ryosuke Nishida, the undefeated fellow countrymen, right? They're both Japanese, and he did it in great fashion, right? So he's the first person to stop him, obviously, because Ryosuke Nishida was undefeated, and you know he definitively put a stronghold on the division at 118, right? And so the crazy thing about 118 was there was at one point there was 4 different champions, and all 4 of them were countrymen, all Japanese. And you see, now I don't live in Japan. I live in America. I'm American, you know, and Jamaican and Nigerian, but I don't like see the Japanese fan base tearing them down and say, oh, we have 4 Japanese champions, why don't we have any unifications or undisputed? But it's like Tank and Shakur. I want Tank and Shakur to fight. That to me, that's the biggest fight in boxing. Tank and Shakur, Cinnamon and Benavidez. Not anymore because Benavidez at 175. And there's a couple others. Dimitri Bivol and Artur Beterbiev at one time, but they already fought twice now. But there's a couple big fights, but Shakur and Tank is definitely one of them. However, it's like people are so gung-ho like boxing is dead if Tank doesn't fight Shakur. I mean, there's a whole bunch of countrymen that don't fight. I mean, look at Tyson Fury and AJ. They haven't fought. They were in the same division. They came up together and from the same country in England. People don't hate them in England because they haven't fought. But it's just like I said, it's just another thing with us, man. We be hard on each other, boy. But I do want them to fight though, you know. And so I was a little frustrated as an avid boxing watcher that the unifications weren't happening at 118, but it finally did, and Junto said it right. He put a stronghold on it. I wish he would stay at 118 selfishly because I think he'll beat the WBO champion Yoshiki Takei, and I also think he'll beat the current WBA champion Antonio Vargas, who was Seiya Susumi, who was also from Japan. You know what I'm saying? I think that he'll beat everybody in my personal opinion, but he's moving up. He also had the Ring Magazine belt as well, Junto. So he's moving up to 122. I've always said for about 2 years strong now that I think Junto Nakatani poses a big threat to Naoya Inoue, and I think what's indicative of that is the fact that, you know, we seen Naoya Inoue dropped. You know, it's so funny that we shit on Devin Haney about getting hit with a left hook, right? Well, Naoya Inoue, who I think is a top 3 pound for pound right now, him, Bud, and Usyk. I think Bud is number 1. Well, I think Usyk's number 1 right now. Bud number 2, and then Inoue number 3. But Inoue got dropped twice by subpar opposition. No disrespect to Ramon Cardenas, but he got dropped by a pedestrian or mediocre Ramon Cardenas, relatively unknown. First title fight, if I'm not mistaken, he got dropped with a left hook. He recovered and stopped Ramon Cardenas, but he got touched up, right? And then Luis Nery, a guy who got stopped by Brandon Figueroa, a guy that lost to Stephen Fulton twice, you know, a guy that Naoya Inoue knocked out in Stephen Fulton. You know, people don't talk about this. They don't break it down like this. They only break it down when they want to be extra critical about a certain fighter, you know, that they don't like, but they don't be extra critical. They don't apply the same energy to everybody, but we do, you know what I'm saying? So another fighter, Luis Nery, who wasn't the best. He's a good fighter. Don't get me wrong. He's serviceable, but he's not the best, but he was able to drop Naoya Inoue with what kind of punch? Oh, you guessed it, a left hook. So I guess Devin Haney's not the only one that's susceptible to a left hook. You feel me? But anyway, he got dropped by a left hook by 2 different people that aren't near the caliber of fighter that Junto Nakatani is. And Junto Nakatani has a what? A devastating left. He has a devastating left hook, left jab, left straight, whatever you want. Left cross, left overhand. You know what I'm saying? Called the left hand bandit with it. So I'm not saying that's enough to beat the great Naoya Inoue, because in those fights where he got dropped, he did recover. You know what I'm saying? Showed a lot of mental fortitude and the ability to push through adversity, and he did stop those guys. But neither one of those guys, like I said, are Junto Nakatani. Junto Nakatani he's tall for that weight division. I think he's like 5'8", 5'9", so he has a tall frame. I think he's gonna grow into 122, and I think his strength is gonna go with him. If not, he might be stronger, in my personal opinion. So I do think that if he drops Naoya Inoue, I don't think Naoya Inoue recovers like he did against Ramon Cardenas, because if you watch the Ramon Cardenas fight, Ramon Cardenas was acting like he was you know when you get a fighting game and you spam the same move, that's what when he dropped Naoya Inoue, that man, they stopped throwing left hooks. I'm talking about he threw left hooks for the rest of the fight. The duration of the fight, he ain't throw nothing but left hooks. So Naoya Inoue is a smart fighter, right? He's not gonna get hit by that twice. Come on, man. So you got to switch it up. But it just showed the lack of experience, man. Shout out to Ramon Cardenas. He did his thing. He was a late replacement, and he did his thing, man. So shout out to him. But not a super late replacement, but you know, he was supposed to fight David Allen Picasso Romero, and he pulled out, and Ramon Cardenas replaced him. So shout out to him, man. He did a good job. But yeah, back to Oscar's point. I know I took the scenic route, but I say all that to say that I do believe Junto Nakatani beats him. But Junto Nakatani doesn't have the best defense either. We've seen Ryosuke Nishida get to him a couple times, you know. We've seen what was that one guy's name? I can't remember his name. He fought Francisco the Cheater Rodriguez Jr. too, and you know, that was a pretty good fight. But there was somebody else that got to him I was thinking of. I can't think of his name right now. but he was getting David Cuellar. Junto Nakatani stopped him, but David Cuellar was getting to Junto too. So if Naoya Inoue could get to you, you might be in trouble too, you know. So I'm not saying like, oh yeah, Junto Nakatani definitively beats him, it's gonna be easy. I'm just saying that I'm going with Junto. I could be wrong though. Naoya Inoue's a great. So let me hit some of these messages, man. Shawa says Junto in 5. Yes sir. Yeah, yes sirree. Excuse me. Absolutely. I like how you did that one. He said he needs some what the heck is that? Deprecody? What is that? And Abilify. What is that, Kendrick? Oh, you going out? You going with the gosh dang these pharmaceuticals? Sound like pharmaceutical. I'm unfamiliar. That range in the left, I'm betting on. Me too, Shawa. Shout out to Shawa. Y'all go check out Shawa as well, man. Shawa, like I said, I enjoy her channel. Very calm, very chill, very cool, and she be spitting them boxing facts. So go check her out. Go check her out if you are familiar with her channel. Please, if you don't mind, you can drop your link in the channel whenever, you know. Shout out to Shawa, man. I really enjoy her channel. For real. What else I was gonna say? But yeah, man, I just got Junto, man. Like I said, I think he's the baddest in Japan, and we gonna find out who's the baddest in the land. And I'm going with that man, Junto. But I'm not mad at anybody. Don't get it twisted. I'm not telling anybody not to go with Naoya Inoue. Absolutely not. You know, it's hard to bet against Naoya Inoue. It's hard to bet against Terrence Crawford. It's hard to bet against Alexander Usyk. I know a lot of people mad at me, but yeah, I'm betting against Terrence. I got Canelo to beat Terrence Crawford. You know, so but that's an extreme circumstance, right? He's trying to go up 2 divisions. You can even argue 3 because he's really campaigned at 147. He only had 1 fight at 154. So if you want to call him 154 pounder, then he's going up 2 weight divisions. I mostly look at him as a 147 pounder still. So he's going up 3, but either way, he's going up a whole lot. So, and I think that Cinnamon is you know, he's one of my favorite fighters too, but he's also a very good decorated fighter as well. You know, they're both all-time greats. No question about it. Anybody who has a question about that, you're ridiculous. Terrence Bud Crawford and Cinnamon are both all-time greats. As soon as they retire, their first ballot Hall of Famers, first go around. There's no argument in that. Cinnamon being the first ever undisputed champion in the 168-pound division. Not to mention him beating all the Hall of Famers that he's fought. You know, some that he lost to, like Floyd and Bivol, but he went all the way up to light heavyweight, won a title. He's been in there with Sugar Shane Mosley, Miguel Cotto, Triple G. I ain't gonna go through his resume, but he's great. You know, 67 fights. You know, nothing to argue. So if he wins, great, clap it up for him. If Terrence Bud Crawford wins, clap it up for him. I mean, he's undefeated, 41-0. 2-time undisputed at 140 and 147. He has Hall of Famers on his resume as well. Errol Spence Jr. You see, he has less Hall of Famers, but he does have Errol Spence Jr. He has Sean Porter, you know, and some others. Of course, I'm not saying Kell Brook is a Hall of Famer, but he's a very good championship level fighter. Amir Khan. So people like to trash people's resumes. To me, when they make it seem like Terrence Bud Crawford has a bad resume or a record, I feel like it's just more of a testament to you not knowing what you're talking about. You're not really being familiar with boxing, because he beat Victor Postal when he was undefeated champion. You may not respect him, but that was a good win. He beat Ricky Burns when he went over there to England. That was a big win for his career. He beat Yuriorkis Gamboa when he was considered Lil Mike Tyson. Yeah, he beat him before Devin Haney and Tank did. You know what I'm saying? So Terrence Bud Crawford, and not to mention Errol Spence, 3-belt unified Hall of Famer. So then I could go on, but for people that like this guy's resume is questionable, and then those same people can't tell me anybody that Alexander Usyk beat at cruiserweight, but then they'll tell me that him being undisputed is enough to show how good he is at cruiserweight, and I agree, but then that means you got to apply the same energy to Terrence Crawford. You don't, even if you don't know who he beat at 140, 147, the fact that you're undisputed, that's indicative of you dominating your domain. That means that where you campaigned, you dominated at. So no one could beat you. You're undisputed. Your dominance is undisputed. It's literally in the name. So if you will tell me, if you're okay with Naoya Inoue being great, which I think he's great, and you're okay with talking about and celebrating his dominance, I guarantee you can name me more people that Terrence Crawford fought than you could tell me that Naoya Inoue fought at bantamweight. I guarantee it. But you don't bring up these same questions when it comes to people that you like or you just don't pay attention to, and I think that's wrong. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of people that talk about, oh, Terrence Crawford only fights 1 time a year. Yeah, that 1 time a year, he still has 41 fights. It's more fights than Naoya Inoue and Usyk. So, you know, you could complain about him fighting 1 time a year, but he still has a higher quantity of fights. And you could argue that the quality of fights are more impressive as well. But I don't know. It is what it is, man. Shout out to all 3 of them. They're all beasts. And yeah, we just got to put more respect on boxing. That's all we're here for. Also, man, so moving on, man. Let's go to the Shakur thing, man. Let's go to the Shakur thing. He said he already took a special vacation before he might need to go. Oh, Lord. Bust out on the long guard on in the way. Yeah, I like in the way, man. He gonna be in the way for sure. When Junto get out, he gonna get him out the way. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Junto, man. But going on to Teofimo, y'all know I don't like to talk about Teofimo the racist, man. He's a good fighter. He's been the longest decorated champion at 140. He has a WBO champion title. The American Teofimo. I don't like to talk about him because, you know, I don't really rock with the racism, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not very forgiving in that regard. You know, I think people will conveniently use things as an excuse, like mental health. I'm not questioning mental health. Mental health is definitely real, but I think a lot of people do a lot of diabolical, nefarious, malicious actions, and they try to blame it on, use mental health as a scapegoat. You know what I'm saying? I know people that are mentally ill and don't have a racist bone in their body, and they don't have a racist bone in their body when they have a outburst. So that's just me. You know what I'm saying? Some in my family. So I never heard it. Don't mean it's not true. But, you know, I'm not going. So, but shout out to Teofimo though. I always try to be objective as far as him being a boxer. He's a decent boxer. His other contemporaries at 140 is what? Richardson Hitchett has the IBF. Who has the WBA? Gary Anton Russell. And then IBF WBC. Who has the WBC belt at 140? Who's the WBC champion at 140? Subriel Matias, right? Subriel Matias just beat Alberto Puello. So I feel comfortable saying Teofimo is the best, since he's the longest reigning champion at 140, because they've been switching like hotcakes, right? You know, Subriel Matias was the IBF title holder, and then Liam Paul, which we called, Liam Paul beat him, and then Liam Paul lost to Richardson Hitchens, so that was a short-lived reign. So shout out to Richardson Hitchens, he's the IBF champion. WBA, it went from Rolly Romero to Esau Pitbull Cruz to Rayo Valenzuela to Gary Anton Russell now. The WBC went from Devin Haney, you know, when he had that situation with Ryan Garcia, and then it went to Alberto Puello. Alberto Puello defended, he beat Gary Anton Russell, then he beat Sandor Martin, and then he just lost to Subriel Matias. So the gosh dang, the belts are changing like draws, you know what I'm saying? They change it like people change draws, you know what I'm saying, on the daily. But through all that, you know, Teofimo has been the longest reigning champion with the WBO, and he's been calling out, he has called out Shakur Stevenson, and he put on Twitter, he put a little poll on Twitter saying, hey man, who do y'all want me to fight, Richardson Hitchens or Shakur Stevenson? And Shakur Stevenson, if I'm not mistaken, I know he was a favorite, but I think he was an overwhelming favorite for the next fight. But I say all that to say that I don't think Teo's gonna fight Shakur. I mean, we've seen this before, right? Teofimo has called out Jerron Boots Ennis, show no effort, show no intention to fight him. He called out Brian Norman Jr., has no intention to fight him. Called out Terrence Crawford, no intention to fight him. Called out Gervonta Tank Davis, no intention to fight him. Richardson Hitchens called him out. He ain't even budge on that. Subriel Matias, he actually was supposed to fight him, and he hasn't went back, and now Subriel Matias bopped him on the head, and he ain't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Who else is there? He even mentioned fighting Ryan Garcia, mentioned had a little back and forth with Keyshawn. So this guy's, now he's calling out Shakur. Like, we don't believe you, bro. You know what I'm saying? So wake me up when Teofimo actually fights somebody that he called out. You know, not to mention Liam Paul called him out when he was a title holder. Jack Catterall, when he was in contention, he called him out. So many people called out Teofimo. He hasn't really fought anybody besides Steve Claggett. You feel me? He did fight Arnold Barbosa because he got put into a corner, and he beat Arnold Barbosa. I'll give him credit for that. But we're not going with the Steve Claggett. So do I believe that he'll fight Shakur in January? No, I don't believe him. I don't know who Teofimo would fight. I mean, even Bob Arum, who was his promoter, he said, I don't know what Teofimo wants to do. He doesn't know who he wants to fight. So we don't believe Teofimo as far as when him calling anybody out of any consequence. So I would love for that fight to happen, but we just don't believe you, bro. At least I don't believe you. Let me speak for myself. And but in the midst of pump faking with the call outs as far as Shakur goes from Teofimo also accused Shakur of being on snack. He's saying the snack won't save you, the supplements won't save you. Huh? The snack, the supplements won't save Shakur from you?
What?
And this is what I'm talking about, man. So I know, chat, I talk a lot in regards to consistency, because I love that, man. I love consistency. I love logic. I love substance. You know, I don't mind us whether we disagree or agree. That doesn't really matter to me. That matters less, because I love the debate and I love a banter back and forth and a discussion. So to me, so I like when we disagree, but you got to make sense, man. And Teofimo saying that this fighter's on snack. Like I say this all the time, bro. If snack is indeed dirty, I don't mind, because Victor Conte is suspicious. Of course, they're always gonna have a question mark on them. But is it really snack, or is it certain fighters that you don't like and you look for ways to degrade them again and smear them and drag their name and sully their name? We just saw Mario Barrios fight Pacquiao. I didn't hear nobody come out with snack accusations on Mario Barrios. Did you? Did anybody hear people come out with videos about Mario Barrios and his affiliation with snack? Caleb Plant just fought Armando Resendez. He lost, but it doesn't matter if you win or lose, right? He's on snack. I didn't hear anybody come out with compilation videos about all these accusations of Caleb Sweethands Plant, who's one of my favorite fighters, being on snack and having an unfair advantage. We just saw Clarissa Shields fight against who she just beat, Laney Daniels. Where was the snack allegations? Wait till people find out, because you know they don't like Clarissa. They be hating on the GOAT. So wait till they find out that. You know what I'm saying? She's a snack affiliated fighter. Who else just fought that's on snack? Demetrius Boo Boo Andre, when he fought David Benavidez, where were the snack accusations? Boo Boo Andre fought when Mikey Garcia, and the Terrence Crawford, when Terrence Crawford beat Errol Spence, I'm not saying that's when the snack accusations initiated, but it definitely was amplified. Mikey Garcia fought Errol Spence. Where was the snack accusations for Mikey Garcia? He's a snack affiliated fighter. You see what I'm saying? Where's the consistency? Ivan Redcash, Josecito Lopez, Willie Monroe Jr. I could keep going. You feel me? So it's just like, is it really snack that you're worried about, or are you just conveniently picking who you want to point fingers at? I don't even know where this came from. When it came to Shakur Stevenson, and so I don't mind you not trusting snack and being suspicious, but be consistent. That's all I ask. If it's really snack that's the problem, then I'm gonna need you to talk about a whole lot of fighters and don't just focus on Devin Haney and Terrence Crawford and, according to Teofimo, now Shakur Stevenson. You see what I'm saying? You're conveniently applying pressure where it doesn't make sense. These guys, none of them failed the test. None of these men and women on snack have recently failed the test. You see what I'm saying? But then the guy in Ryan Garcia, the racist, ignorant butthole who failed the test, we're trying to say that, oh, it was an inconsequential amount, even though it was 60 times the allowable limit of ostarine. You know what I'm saying? It was what, 6 nanograms per milliliter. The allowable limit is what, 0.1 nanograms per milliliter? Yeah, that'd be 60 times. They're saying it's inconsequential. Amir Khan got 2 years for having the same substance, ostarine, in his system. I think his levels were 0.3 nanograms per milliliter. So if it was 0.3 nanograms per milliliter, and Ryan Garcia came in at 6 nanograms per milliliter. I mean, I am an engineer, so I'm good with math, but just in case you're not, that's 20 times the amount that Amir Khan had. And Amir Khan got 2 years. Ryan Garcia got 1. So your punk pussy ass should be excited and happy that Ryan Garcia only got 1 year instead of trying to tell us how inconsequential the amount was, because you don't know how to quantify or effectively effectively conceptualize what a nanogram is. That's how these things are measured. That doesn't mean it's small because you don't know how to handle these small metrics. But it's like I tell people all the time, when you get a bottle of aspirin or get some Advil, they tell you to take 500 milligrams. That's 1,000th of a gram. No one talks in thousandths of a grams. They talk in milligrams. So when you talk about nanograms, no one says billionths of a gram. They only say billionths of a gram because they know that you're dumb and they're trying to minimize it and make you think that it's so small and minuscule. No, that's how they measure these things, because a smaller quantity of a nanogram is enough to be potent in your system when it comes to these steroids and anabolic steroids and stuff like that. So it's just crazy to me how everybody's a toxicologist, a phlebotomist, depending on what they're trying to prove. So no, it was not inconsequential. No, it was not a small amount relative to how much you should have in your system. And Ryan Garcia cheated the man, but people's rebuttal is, oh, Devin Haney's on snack anyway. It doesn't matter. They're supplements and and he hasn't failed the test yet. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I just think it's crazy, man. But yeah, so now, because all these goofies are running around talking about snack conveniently about certain fighters, now Teofimo is going to use that as a way to wiggle out of this fight with Shakur Stevenson that he asked for. In fact, he went and put a Twitter poll on there, but now all of a sudden Shakur Stevenson is a snack fighter. So that's the way he's going to wiggle out of this one, because we always give him ways to wiggle out of it because we're part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's talking about this snack stuff because their favorite fighter got beat up by a fighter that's affiliated with snack. Now you're giving these other fighters wiggle room, the same fighters that you don't apply the same pressure to. I don't mind you saying that Devin Haney and Terrence Crawford and Shakur Stevenson are suspicious because they're snack association. But then we got to say that Mario Barrios, who just beat Manny Pacquiao, or had a draw, he's affiliated with snack. Where's your suspicion? Caleb Plant just fought. Where's your suspicion? You could easily look up who's a snack affiliated fighter. So the problem is not with snack. The problem is more so with the fighters that you don't like that are also on snack. And you're just using that as an excuse to segue into your allegations that are usually erroneous. Robert Garcia is always associated with cheating due to the fighters he backs and his questionable tutelage, but not snack. Exactly. So shout out to Robert Garcia. I'm going to be honest, man. I think Robert Garcia is one of the best trainers. I think he's the best trainer right now. I don't think he's questionable. But if you're going to question Shakur Stevenson because his affiliation with Snack, I just dropped a video with Robert Garcia. He had big old bold font, 4 yellow letters on his hat or his shirt. And it said SNAC, Snack. Meaning that all of his fighters are affiliated with Robert Garcia and his stable. I need these accusations for as well. So that means I need a think video. I need a think piece on Virgil Ortiz being on Snack. I need a think piece of Ben Rodriguez being on Snack. I need a think piece of Raymond Murataya being on Snack. I need a think piece of Oscar Duarte being on Snack because all of them are affiliated with Robert Garcia. And by the way, I named you Mikey Garcia, who's Robert Garcia's younger brother, who's also a Snack athlete. So if you're not going to apply the same pressure to those fighters, for whatever reason that you choose, don't apply that pressure to Terrence Crawford and Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson for whatever reason that you choose. To me, it's a form of cowardice. So you're not really about integrity. You're about clickbait. And you're also, I'm going to be honest, man, I think that's some coward stuff because it has to be, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go point at the demographic difference, the cultural difference. You're accustomed and you're comfortable with attacking certain fighters from certain places and certain nationalities and certain complexions, but you're uncomfortable attacking the other fighters because you're scared of their fan base or their pushback. You're a pussy, in my personal opinion. If I think that a Snack fighter is dirty, then I'm going to say all the Snack fighters are dirty. But I don't think Terrence Crawford is dirty, just like I don't think Bam Rodriguez is dirty. I don't think Bomac is dirty, just like I don't think Robert Garcia is dirty. I don't think Devin Haney's dirty, just like I don't think Virgil Ortiz is dirty. But you do. So I'm going to need you to apply the same pressure. I mean, it's called being an adult and being accountable, right? I mean, right, Shawa? I mean, I'm just asking, Shawa, you know. Oscar's back was huge. I'm talking about Duarte. Hey, Duarte was looking shredded like a Julian salad, man. His back, well, we already know is it his left bicep or his right? His left bicep is like, look crazy. I always noticed that. But go back and look at Oscar Duarte. I'm not making that any accusation. I think he's clean. Bro, I'm American, bro. You're innocent to proven guilty. I know the judicial system doesn't always work for all of us, especially those that look like me. But I'm gonna believe in it. You feel me? I'm a God-fearing, a red-blooded presidential voting man. You know what I'm talking about? So, F Trump, by the way. I don't rock with Trump. But shout out to anybody who does. You know, that's up to you. But I don't rock with Trump. My values do not align with that goofball. But anyway, he is a POTUS. So, but I done got sidetracked. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Duarte was looking like, man, I'm talking about he got a hell of a workout regimen because he was looking cut everywhere. I'm talking about his neck, his shoulders, but I think he's good. I don't have time. I'm gonna be honest, Shawa. I'm gonna tell you this. This is me. Yo, 903 in the building. What's good, brethren? Shout out to Kenneth Sims Jr. I actually thought he won that fight, but I thought it was a close fight. Could have went either way, but I thought he won that fight. I hope we get a rematch. And I'm not gonna lie though, if I'm Oscar Duarte, I'm not going to fight him again because there was no belt at stake. So I'm assuming there's no rematch clause, and that was a close fight. So why would you go through that hell for free? You know what I'm saying? Not for free, you're going to get paid. But I'm saying, why would you go through the hell when you could potentially have a bigger fight if you move forward? So shout out to Kenneth Sims. I thought he won. That's how I scored it. I actually scored the fights round by round. I thought Kenneth Sims Jr. won, but it was a close fight. But I will say this too, you know, Oscar Duarte, I don't have time to worry about if Oscar Duarte's clean or not. That's boxing. That's the administrative body's job. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about me. Like, if I see a dirty test, then I will act accordingly. Or react accordingly. I'm going to say, oh, Oscar Duarte. I have no problem saying Oscar Duarte's dirty. Just like I had no problem saying Ryan Garcia's dirty. Truth be told, I know those of you that are new to the channel, I get called a Devin Haney fan. Even though I get called fans to everybody. That's how I know that I'm straight up the middle and I'm very objective. I didn't got called a Tank fan, Devin Haney fan, Shakur fan, Ryan Garcia fan. Whoever I'm talking about, that's a person I'm a fan of. But anyway, I just like boxing. So I actually put my money on Ryan Garcia. But because I looked at Devin Haney's recent history of opponents and I recognized that he was accustomed as of late to fighting guys that were older than him, smaller than him, less athletic than him, and relatively weaker than him as far as like punching power and strength. Ryan Garcia was the opposite of all that. He was just as young as him, just as big if not bigger, just as strong if not stronger, and I say almost as athletic. I would lean towards Devin Haney being more athletic, but it's close, right? So that's why I put my money on Ryan Garcia. But that doesn't mean I want Devin Haney to be cheated. So when it came out that he cheated, I said, you know what? I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because even though it's a slim possibility that the A sample would be different from the B sample, once again, I'm American. You're innocent to prove it guilty. So a slim chance is a chance nonetheless. So I waited till the B sample came out. Boom, the B sample, he was dirty. Bitch, he's dirty. That's it. I don't have to put a freaking 30-minute think piece on Ryan Garcia being innocent or guilty. If you test positive, you test positive. If Gervonta Tank Davis comes out, he tests positive, he tests positive. If Cinnamon tests positive again, he tests positive. It is what it is. Like, I don't know. Like, these people, I like them as fighters. They're no kin to me. I don't have to defend them like they're my sibling or some people be acting like that's their baby daddy. I don't get it. But I ain't gonna lie. Duarte looked crazy. Hey, shout out to Peel out in the building. He said, I drop Speedy, tell Eddie, give me that 500K, bro. 500K, bro. I don't know what Jerron Boots has got going on. But yeah, man. So, with all that being said, I just think that we don't apply pressure to the right places. You know what I'm saying? And Canelo's one of my favorite fighters. But if anybody's going to be questionable in the Canelo and Terrence Crawford situation, I mean, just speaking objectively, I think you should look at that situation and look at the recent history that Canelo would be the one that's more suspicious than Terrence Bud Crawford, right? I'm not even, like I said, once again, I want to be very clear. I don't think Cinnamon's cheating or else I wouldn't like him. You know what I'm saying? You can say, oh, hold on, Doc, but he got caught cheating with clenbuterol against Triple G. Yes. But if you remember, that wasn't during the fight. He didn't pop dirty during the fight. He popped dirty during training camp, and he took it to court. He stood 10 toes down on his story. If you don't believe it, that's cool. I'm not trying to convince you to believe it. But he kept the same story. He took it to court, and they said that he was innocent of intentionally ingesting. He wasn't innocent of having it in the system. There's a difference. He was innocent of intentionally doing it. That's good enough for me. Same with Alicia Bumgarner. The reason why her fight with Lenarte, whatever her name was, excuse me, it wasn't changed to a no contest because, once again, her test on the night of the fight came back clean. So it's just funny when people try to throw everybody in the same boat. It just shows me that you don't really know what you're talking about and you're ignorant to the topic, but you are audacious enough. You are audacious enough to talk about a topic where they do have different nuances. You know what I'm saying? It is different and they're important. Canelo didn't change his story 11 times. Alicia Bumgarner didn't settle out of court. They took it to court. They believed in their stories and they proved that they didn't do it intentionally. So the court was on their side. Ryan Garcia didn't go to court at all. So I'm not saying that a settlement is a admission of guilt, but a settlement is definitely not a plea of innocence. You don't settle if you're in it. I mean, I'm going. You know, I'm somebody. If I'm innocent, then I'm going as far as it goes. Ryan Garcia wasn't innocent. He said it was the ashwagandha. He said it was the NutraBio. He said it was his trainer Scooter. He said it was his mama. He said it was Devin Haney's little brother's dreams. Like he planted it in there via Inception. It's crazy. Leonard Dartow. Thank you. Leonard Dartow. Thank you. Exactly. So it's like, to me, that means something. That's good enough for me. I'm not saying it's good enough for you. It's good enough for me though. So, you know, I just think that, you know, but with that being said, Canelo does have a failed test in his history. And not to mention his trainer, Eddie Reynoso, no boxing, no life. There's a lot of affiliated fighters. There's a lot of fighters that are affiliated with that brand. Not saying that Eddie Reynoso is all of their head trainers, but they're affiliated with that brand, once again, that have popped dirty recently. Canelo, that was a little minute ago, but Canelo's on that list. Ryan Garcia's on that list. Andy Ruiz is on that list. Oscar Valdez is on that list. Francisco Rodriguez Jr. is on that list. Julio Cesar Martinez is on that list. Luis Nery's on that. That's 7 off the top of my head. I'm not even referencing nothing. This is just off the top of the dome. Imagine if I actually put some research time into it. Shawa? Come on now. But we're accusing Bud. But Bud's the dirty one. Tell me the last Bomac fighter that's popped dirty. I'll wait. Maybe you have to go back to Amir Khan. But then Amir Khan, y'all told me that Osterine doesn't matter because it was such a finite amount. And Osterine, the amount that Amir Khan had in his system was 20 times less than Ryan Garcia's. So if Ryan Garcia's was finite and minuscule, then Amir Khan is completely you could just disregard Amir Khan's because it was 20 times less. So that's what I'm saying. So when you talk nonsense, it's just like you're just so easy to run through for somebody that's educated on the topic, like a Ty, like a myself, not patting myself on the back, but guys, dang it, like a Al Booga, like a Shawa, you feel me, like a Kendrick. So you're so easy to see through. That's why certain people say certain things on certain platforms because they know they can get away with it. You feel me? I have an open panel. Come over here. I please. I do it nice and slow. You feel me? I do it nice and slow. Pause. Yeah, we're going to pause that. But you know what I'm talking about? I'll do it. I'll break it down to the atom. You know what I'm saying? I'll break it down atomically, however you want it, because it's crazy. The same people that will say that this person cheated, and then you'll tell me that this person was inconsequential, but the person that you say is inconsequential had 20 times more than the person that you're bringing up. Like, what are we talking about? But anyway, so like I said, once again, I'm not accusing the Cinnamon of being dirty, because I think he's clean. You know what I'm saying? He's one of my favorite fighters. He wouldn't be if he wasn't. However, if you're going to accuse somebody in the outfit of Bud and Canelo being dirty, then the likelihood of somebody being dirty is exponentially greater with the side that isn't affiliated with Bud. It's a bigger chance that Canelo would be dirty. Not to mention, I didn't even mention Jaime Munguia. I forgot about Jaime. Come on now. Like, I forgot about Jaime. So Al Booger in the building. Only Americana. He wasn't under Bomax tutelage for the time frame. Thank you, Ty. You know what I'm saying? You know, see, we got smart brothers like that in the chat. That's why they be scared. You know, Andy did lose 150 pounds in 6 months. You know, Golden Shower Promotions, talk to him. Don't be testing their own guys. That's Tevin Farber. Yep. Oscar Duarte. Yep. Regis Program. Yep. Hold on. Let me get you right. Hey, could everybody please face forward in your pews? We got Pastor Ty Morissette approaching the pulpit. He preaching right now. He says, Golden Shower Promotions don't be testing their own guys.
Yeah.
Ask Tevin Farmer.
Yeah.
Ask Oscar Duarte.
Yeah.
Ask Regis Progray.
Yeah.
Ask Blair the Flair. Woo! Cobbs.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Come on now. Man, I just saw a report about Manny Pacquiao, Mario Barrios. Apparently they got tested. I don't know who they got tested by, but they both came back clean, and I love that. Shout out to the legend Manny. And shout out to Barrios, you know what I'm saying? But it was definitely by individual commission. I don't know what state they fought. Where they fight in Vegas, definitely wasn't WADA. It's just the facts. He had etched abs. He had etched abs. It's crazy. He went out there and got the BBL for the abs. Y'all tripping. Or Keyshawn goofy ass with the Nick snack. Come on now, Reggie. But other than that, all the Bomax fighters never tested positive. Right? Exactly. But you know, I'm just preemptively addressing what people would say. You feel me? So you know, I don't know, man. It's up to you. But I just say if you're gonna jump out the window and make these accusations, just please be consistent. You know, don't just apply it to certain fighters that look a certain way or from a certain country. Apply it to everybody, man. Because once again, I think that Bam is clean. And shout out to Bam. I don't know if you peeped, but Bam actually threatened a lawsuit against somebody that accused him on Twitter of being dirty. Good for Bam. Clap it up for Bam. That's what I need them to do. And Terrence Bud Crawford just recently did the same thing, or some content creator. You know what I'm saying? Like, I stay in my own space, man. You know, I stay out their face and in my own space. You feel me? Stay in my own lane, because I don't get into boxing for that. You know, I know that's a quick way to come up to have beef, but you know, I don't play with the beef. You feel me? So I just stay in my own lane, man. Do my own thing. We gonna grow organically. Not knocking anybody else. Do your thing. But shout out to Terrence Bud Crawford. The point I'm making is, I don't care who it is. I think that's defamation, and that is punishable by the court of law. You know, so I clap it up for Terrence Crawford. I'm not saying that I want anybody to get sued or go through the judicial system. You know me, that's not where I'm from. That's very not. We can't be putting cases on nobody. You know what I'm talking about? But at the same time, this is business, and you cannot do anybody. You can't drag somebody's name through the dirt like that without consequence.
All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches.
That's a fact. So shout out to Bam Rodriguez, bro. You making all these, like, that's the thing. Even with Shakur Stevenson, when it came to Floyd Schofield, you know, I like Kid Austin, but his daddy is crazy. You feel me? So in my opinion, you know, I know Bill Haney, Trill Bill gets a lot of flack. And I'm not saying, I think Bill be capping a lot, but I think overall, you know, I'm not going to judge as a father, you know, and that's not my business. I don't even like when people do that, but there's a lot of fathers in boxing that do great things, you know, and I think Bill Haney gets a little bit too, I'm not a big Bill Haney fan or Haney fan, but I think he gets a little bit too much disrespect, you know. But to me, there's two bad fathers. Sorry, there's two bad father trainers. I'm not speaking on the fatherhood part. I'm just saying the relationship, the father and the trainer, the ones that are the tandem of being a father and a trainer, and that's Floyd Schofield Sr. and Teofimo Lopez Sr. Both of them are ignorant imbeciles, in my personal opinion. But everybody else, Kenny Porter Jr. Kenny Porter and Sean Porter, great. Lomachenko, Papachenko, great. Inoue, Takuma Inoue, Shingo Inoue, Koki Inoue, they're great. You feel me? Who else? Who else? Give me another one. Danny Garcia, Angel Garcia. Of course, Floyd Mayweather and Roger. Rest in peace, Roger. I know that's an uncle, but that still counts. And Floyd Mayweather Sr. And, you know, even Mikey or Robert Garcia. You know, I know Robert Garcia and Mike Garcia, they're brothers, but you get what I'm saying, like the family stuff. So I think there's a lot more good examples of keeping it in the family and training with the fighters than there are bad. I think the only bad ones are Teofimo Lopez Sr. and Floyd Schofield Sr. But anyway, my point I was making was that he's lucky Shakur didn't take him to court too. Because I don't know if y'all remember he was making all the accusations about Shakur puncturing holes in his whip, sabotaging his passport, and then conjuring up some plan to put with his masseuse to put cream on his son's face. Like, what? Put cream on your son's face?
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, we gonna pause that. That's a no Diddy. Putting cream on your son's face? You gonna say that out loud?
No Diddy.
You ain't gonna think about that at all? But yeah, but Shakur actually had to hit him almost with a cease and desist. You know, he had to holler at his representation team. He's supposed to do that, man, because there's gonna be goofballs that will believe that. You see what I'm saying? Like, you might think it's just a harmless joke. No, bro. You think it's inconsequential? No, bro. These people's reputations on the line. So it might be a joke to you, but if you say it and you habitually say it, continuously say it, repeatedly say it, then people are gonna think, hold on. You know, where there's smoke, there's fire, whether there's any substantial evidence proving that or not. So yeah, man, I definitely think that fighters need to be more serious, because there's a lot of misinformation. Misinformation runs rampant, as partially because of the presence of social media, man. You can say anything and people will believe you. You know what I'm saying? Especially on social media, man. People don't care about references or citations or sources. Yeah, right. You can say anything, man. As long as your presence is big enough, they're going to believe you. So shout out to them, man. Shout out to them. Shout out to, yo, Tay in the building. What's good? Don't forget Tim Bradley abusing ass too. That was the worst dad. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. You're right about that. Forgot about that. If I miss anybody in I'm trying to scroll through the chat. Yep, Keyshawn smoked a dime sack at some Reggie boxing world went berserk. Oh, I watched that too, man. So yeah. So I just want to say that too. We gonna put a cap on this. Shakur and Teo, people are talking about their fight on January. I don't believe it. Would I like to see it? Yeah. Teofimo and Shakur, that's a great fight. I would pick Shakur, hypothetically speaking, but I don't think that fight's going to happen. But if it does happen, I have Shakur, but I don't think it's going to happen. All right, moving on to Keyshawn. Someone mentioned Keyshawn. That's why Tim Bradley doesn't like father training. Yeah, you got that PTSD from that. Who is worse? That's a good question. Hey, we should put this on the poll. Who is worse, Schofield Sr. or Lopez Sr.? It's gonna sound crazy, right? Because I want to say Teofimo Lopez Sr., but I think he might just be worse personally. You see what I'm saying? Because of some of the things he said. But boxing wise, I might have to go with Schofield Sr. because. And I'm going to tell you why. Booger. I'm going to say Schofield Sr. because, number one, his son is less accomplished. You know, we got to give credit for Teofimo. You know what I'm saying? Even if whether he could be better or not, that's arguable, debatable. But he is accomplished. You know what I'm saying? So I would have to go with Schofield Sr. being worse. And Schofield Sr., his accusations are more wild than Teofimo Lopez Sr. So yeah, they're both terrible. Both, I mean, they fighting at the bottom of the barrel. So, but I would go with Schofield Sr. in my personal opinion. What about you, Booger? What'd you say? Add both as an option. Yeah, facts. Facts. Yeah, you ain't lying. Hey, how come mods can't make polls, bro? That's silly. I think they need to change that, man. I'm making it right now. I would go with Schofield. Me personally. I mean, yeah, Schofield. Let's see. Ty said add both. I did. Schofield Sr. is worse as Kendrick. That's a hard one to pick. I don't like either. They both they both terrible. I would go with I would say it's crazy. I would say Schofield. Teal Sr. get hands and feet on his son for stuff I have nothing to do about. Yeah, Keyshawn and them, or allegedly. Let me not put Keyshawn out there. You don't need no more bad stuff on his name. I'll take a tie for 100, please, Alex. You feel me? Facts. Rest in peace, Alex Trebek. He passed away, didn't he? Rest in peace, Alex Trebek. Because mods would go ham. True. That's true. Yeah. It's probably something for TOS and stuff for YouTube. Probably safety. That wasn't by the tutelage or handle of TOC. That was a top rate blueprint. True. That's true. That's fair. That's fair, Ty. You right about that. We saw what the top rate blueprint does, you know, for guys like Edgar Berlanga. Shout out to my boy, Edgar Berlanga, man. You got to bounce back, Edgar. Bounce back. Come on, Edgar. We need you. The boxing world needs you, man. We need my boy back, man. We need him back, man. Yeah, I would go with Schofield. Extra effeminate from Auntie Brad. He denied his son water, Lord. I'm telling you. I would go with Schofield. I can't get over him screwing up the salt. Yeah. If I had to pick, it would say Schofield. He just lied too much. Yeah. This Shakur play. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what put it over the hill for me. 903 was the whole Shakur defamation. We don't need that trash can. Yeah, facts. We don't need neither one of them, to be honest. But yeah, I agree with you.
Know your fucking place, trash.
Kendrick said we don't need that trash can. I'm with you on that. All right, man. So now let's get to the Keyshawn apology, man. So I was watching Keyshawn apology tour. You know, he had a little Instagram. Was it Instagram live? Well, some social media platform live. Could have been live on Twitter, live on Instagram. It doesn't really matter. That's inconsequential. But he was live and he had a little apology tour. Then he went on Ariel Helwani. And I'm not going to lie. I'm going to give you this disclaimer. Let me say this out the jump because I don't want nobody to get my message misconstrued. I think out the gate, I've been saying this. I think Keyshawn Davis deserves a second chance. I think Keyshawn Davis deserves patience. I think Keyshawn Davis deserves a chance to prove himself. And I will also say that it's hard for me to win me over for apologies. I don't really take well to apologies of the famous variety, you know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to public, you know, the PR saving type stuff, apologies, I don't really go for it. So I'm very hard to convince of that. I will say that. However, with that being said, I do think he deserves a second chance. But that apology and that Ariel Helwani show was full of shit. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like it. I struggled to get through it. It was like 50 something minutes. And he was just saying a lot of things. Of course he went the mental health route. Of course he went the, you know, I didn't know what I was doing. And that's true. That's why you got to put respect on some of those guys like Floyd Mayweather. The longevity to be on top is crazy. Shout out to Canelo. The longevity to be on top is crazy. Shout out to the GOAT. The longevity to be on top is crazy. So like when we have to respect these people like a Gervonta Tank Davis. Let me pull out my GTD chain. Hold on now. Gervonta Tank Davis, I'm not saying he's accomplished as much as other legends, but as far as him being a cash cow, a big revenue generator, Anthony Joshua too. Anthony Joshua had his little outbursts. Of course, Tank has his out the ring stuff. But as far as just handling the pressure well, these guys do it well. So when you come out and you see, I think Keyshawn Davis was not trying to make him sound soft, but I'm saying like he was a victim of the newfound stardom that he received, right? And all the attention. I think he just buckled, you know, and I think that's why they say money is is the source of all, the root of all evil, right? Not because money is a tool, money is a resource. Money is just like these tweezers right here. I have these tweezers, I could poke somebody in the eye, I could stab somebody in the foot, but I usually use these tweezers to maybe pick out a pimple, grab a splinter out my hand. It's very useful. Same with money. Money is supposed to be good. It's supposed to help your family, pay your bills, get your food on your table, get a car, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Get some love, you know what I'm talking about? Pause.
What do you mean by that?
You know, but money can be used for a tool, but money also exposes who you truly are. And like I say, he's a young man coming up in money. I'm sure that's hard. You know, I'm older than him. But at the same time, you know, just the way he was acting, the way he was just so nonchalant about missing the weight, thinking the fight was still going to go on and all this other stuff. And then now he said, oh, it was his mental health. Mental health is real. That's how he ended the interview. He also said that we don't know what's going on inside with him missing weight. Like what's going on inside, the pressures that he's dealing with. Yeah, we don't know what's going on inside for you, bruh. We know Errol Spence almost died with a car crash. Nobody took it easy on him when he got beat from pillar to post, halfway to death in that ring with Terrence Crawford. He was still a meme. He's still a meme now. You see what I'm saying? You don't think he had stuff going on inside? The man nearly died from a car crash. He had cataracts. He had his friend getting killed and stuff like that, right? Or people on his head top chasing him out of bars. We don't know what's going on inside with Errol Spence. He still got, I'm not saying this right now, but bear with me. He still felt the pressure of the media when he messed up. his mess up was in the form of getting beat down in the ring, but they weren't easy on him because nobody cared about what he had going on inside. Look at Devin Haney. Devin Haney was in there with a cheater. He got up every time. You still have people to this day thinking that Ryan Garcia knocked out Devin Haney. He's still a meme right now. You don't think he had stuff going on this? We don't care, bro. You see what I'm saying? But now, because you done messed up, you didn't even get whooped. You didn't even fight, but you messed up, and now we don't know what's going on inside of you. And like I said, I would never have the audacity or be audacious enough to tell somebody who's going through stuff. He has a history of mental health, right? And mental health issues. But so does the Charlo brothers, right? And people made fun of them for whatever they were going through and driving, and I think he had like a hit and run or something. And it's just like, bro, like when you mess up, bro, just take it on the chin, bro. You messed up, and like I said, I'm just not trying to hear it, bro. I'm not trying to hear it at all, bro. Like, to me, it just showed a lot of arrogance. But I will say this though, the reason why I'm so adamant about him deserving a second chance is because he is young, and number one. Number two, he didn't break any laws. He didn't break any laws for real. He didn't go at anybody from a racist point of view or prejudice point of view or discriminatory point of view. He didn't commit any crimes. You see what I'm saying? He just messed up in the ring by missing weight, and his fight got canceled, right? And he got stripped, and he cost a lot of people a lot of money. But let's not go overboard, right? We saw Janibek in his first fight against Andre Mikhailovich, right? He had the fight postponed because he couldn't make weight. Same with Keyshawn. But we didn't say anything about Janibek because Janibek was hospitalized. But he was hospitalized because he wasn't disciplined enough to come in at weight, and he tried to go through a drastic weight cut. That's why he was hospitalized. He wasn't hospitalized because he had some type of illness or precondition that made him hurt. No, he was hospitalized because he wasn't disciplined enough, professional enough to make weight during training camp. So no, I don't feel bad for him because I was self-inflicted. Same with other buddy that just went to that just was hospitalized. The guy that was gonna fight Esau Pitbull Cruz. Was it Angel Fierro? I like Angel Fierro, but I'm not gonna feel bad for Angel Fierro because the fight was canceled because he was hospitalized. And when you do your research, he was hospitalized because he was trying to go through a drastic weight cut. That's self-inflicted. That's a lack of discipline. And but here's the icing on the cake. Janibek didn't even get stripped. He still kept his WBO. So not only is Janibek, check me out. Check what I'm about to blow your mind right now. Keyshawn Davis is a champion. Janibek was a champion. Keyshawn Davis missed weight. Janibek missed weight. Keyshawn Davis had the WBO. Janibek had the WBO. Keyshawn Davis was on top rank. Janibek was on top rank. Where's Janibek's blowback? Where's everybody hollering that Janibek needs to be canceled? Where's everybody hollering that Janibek was so unprofessional? Where's everybody hollering that Janibek was so arrogant? Where's it at? Oh, but Keyshawn. Oh, we on Keyshawn's head top. Now, don't get me wrong. Keyshawn did have the big event. Keyshawn had Mike Vick there. Keyshawn had Clips there. Keyshawn had AI there. Keyshawn had a lot of people traveling. I'm not saying don't be hard on him. Like I said, I think you should be hard on him. And I don't even like the bull jive excuses that he's given. However, I do think he needs a second chance because everybody's got a second chance. Ryan Garcia got a second, third, fourth, and fifth chance. Janibek got a second chance. Virgil Ortiz missed some fights because he missed weight because he was hospitalized. And then you realize his was weight related too. So a lot of people get chances and they don't even get stripped of a belt from the same sanctioning body. So I'm just saying from that point of view, Keyshawn Davis definitely deserves a second chance. I don't have to believe or accept or appreciate his apology. I feel like I can separate the two. I don't have to like his apology. I'm more of a show me type of person. I'm not from Missouri, but I'm, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty much go by the same mantra of the show me state. You got to show me. Don't got me, get me. I don't want to hear your apology. I want to see your apology. I want you to show me that you learned something, that you know that just because Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia took the fight when Ryan Garcia was 3 pounds overweight or 4 pounds overweight, whatever, 3 pounds overweight, doesn't mean that De Los Santos is going to take the fight. Just because you took the fight against Gustavo Lemos when Gustavo Lemos was 6 pounds overweight, doesn't mean that De Los Santos is going to take the fight with you when you're 3 pounds overweight. But that's what I'm saying. Like, boxing is such the wild, wild west that people will come in overweight and think it's okay. That's why Keyshawn was a victim of his own arrogance. You got to be humble, you know? And I'm sorry, I'm just not buying the mental health thing. You know, I feel bad for you. Shout out to you. I'm not saying it's true or not. I'm saying that I'm not accepting it. I'm not saying that people can't accept it. I'm not saying I'm invalidating it or validating it. I'm saying that I'm not going. For me personally, I'm not trying to hear that, bro. That was one of the hardest interviews to get through because I'm not buying. I think everything he said in there, no disrespect to him, but I do feel like everything he said in there was disingenuous and it was a whole bunch of bullshit. That's just how I feel about it, man. Y'all let me know how y'all feel. But I want to be clear. That doesn't mean that I'm saying he doesn't deserve a second chance. He definitely deserves a second chance. But I think that apology was more so PR. Same with the American Eagle apology that they came out with. All that stuff is PR, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, we all make mistakes. We all deserve a second chance. You know what I'm saying? That's up to God. You know. So who am I to deprive somebody? I make mistakes. So who am I to deprive anybody of a second chance? But you know, I don't have to buy your apology. I think that apology was garbage. I ain't gonna lie. And I sat through it, so I deserve to have an opinion on it because I sat through all 53 minutes of that some sucker. You know what I'm saying? Angel was trash. Shout out to Oscar Perez dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter.
These biscuits
Oscar Perez dropping the biscuits on the chat with the super chat, man. Thank you so much, my brother. Always showing me love, always showing support, man. That's my brother right there. Mi hermano Carnal and El Edificio. You know what I'm talking about? Yes, sir. Oscar in the building. He said when Matias beats Dalton Smith, he will have a better run at 140 than, ooh, hold on now. Oh, he talking big things. He said when Subriel Matias beats Dalton Smith, if the fight happens, he will have a better run at 140 than Tio, Puelo in question, but pretty even. At 140? You might be on to something. If he beats Dalton Smith, because I have to give you, Dalton Smith is a highly touted contender. I don't believe in Dalton Smith. First of all, okay, we're going to get sidetracked a little bit. Compliments of the super chat. I personally don't believe all those fights are happening. So I'm excited for this card. If all these fights happen, this is going to be one of the best card ever. But I'm not convinced. I think David Benavidez and Anthony Yarde's definitively going to happen, barring any freak injury. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not sure Brian Norman Jr. and Devin Haney happens. I just think it's too much noise around it. I'm not blaming Devin Haney. I'm not blaming Brian Norman Jr. I actually like Brian Norman Jr. He's actually becoming one of my favorite fighters. But I'm just not convinced that fight happens. There's been too much noise, too much commotion, too much ruckus about it, and I get a little suspicious. You know what I'm saying? That makes me take a step back. So I'm not sure that fight happens. I'm still skeptical about that one. I do think Abdullah Mason and Sam Noakes happens for the vacant WBO title. Compliments of Keyshawn Davis. And the other one, Dalton Smith and Subriel Matias, I don't believe him. I don't believe Dalton Smith, that is. I'm not sure that Subriel Matias is going to defend his title. I'm sure he's going to defend his title against somebody. I just don't know if it's Dalton Smith. So I don't. And then who's the other fight? Who else? I'm missing somebody. Beterbiev and Dion Nicholson. But there's somebody else too. I'm missing somebody. Maybe not. I could have sworn I'm missing somebody. Benavidez. Yeah, I'm just not sure about Brian Norman Jr. versus Devin Haney, and I'm not sure about Subriel Matias and Sam Noakes. I mean Dalton Smith. I'm not sure about that. But yeah. But if he does win though, I don't know. Because now then he would have beat Alberto Puelo, and then he would have beat Dalton Smith. I mean, I could go with that. I like Richard. I know a lot of people ain't. I know people. He not getting too much credit for beating George Kambosos. But I kind of think that was a pretty decent win from Richardson Hitchens. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention he beat Liam Parle, who beat the boogeyman at the time in Subriel Matias. So I'm not saying that's enough to be the best run at 140. But I would say Subriel Matias and him are pretty close. Because George Kambosos is still a former champion. We can't forget that. But yeah, that's a good question, Oscar. Or a good statement. I guess you didn't ask a question, you made a statement. Send him and Ryan to the gulag. I'm not going. Talk to him, Ty. Send him right to the gulag. We tossing him out right to the gulag. Facts. That's why Kid Austin didn't fight Shakur. I think Keon gonna be a real problem. 6'3". Oh yeah, I like Keon. Let's say, don't get twisted. I don't want anybody to get my message misconstrued or conflate it with me saying that I gave up on Keyshawn. I think Keyshawn is a great young fighter, and I think, like I said, I adamantly am backing him and supporting him to get another chance. What I'm saying is, like I said, I already told you though, I'm not really good at. I'm not the easiest to convince when it comes to an apology. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of it's PR related. And I think a lot of times when people, and granted, we all make mistakes, right? So we are apologizing for getting punished too. But at the same time though, I think the apology lacks sincerity, especially when the apology is more so for you getting caught or you getting punished more so than you acknowledging what you did. You know, because even in the apology, you know what I'm saying? And I want to be honest too. Maybe he didn't do anything. It's his word against Nahir Albright's. But shout out to Nahir Wu Albright. I just have a hard time believing that he was lying. And if you watch the interview, I think Ty watched it. Yeah, I know Ty watched it, but I ain't gonna lie. Not all the time now, but tell me if I'm lying, Tay or Shawa. Tell me if I'm lying. When a brother, Oscar, anybody, tell me. if I ask you, man, hey man, did you go take the cookie? Man, I didn't take the cookie. That high pitch, come on, I ain't doing it. What makes you think I ain't doing it? That Keyshawn his whole temper, his mannerisms with his hands, his temperament, boy started sweating. Yeah, you probably put the hand. When you get that high pitch, I'm not saying that you lying 100% of the time, but you look a little guilty. He got to stuttering like Joe. Stutter. I could tell you lying, because when you replying, stutter. Yeah, he started stuttering. He wasn't stuttering throughout the entirety of the interview. But when Ariel Helwani asked him about where'd you go, he had to ask him like 4 times. Why'd you go in his locker room? Why'd you go in his locker room? Well, why'd you go in his locker room? Keyshawn was answering everything but why he went in the locker room. I'm not saying he did put hands on him. I don't know. I don't even care. The pertinent question was, why'd you go in the locker room? And what was the most important about that was, sometimes they say what's not said is louder than what's said. What he didn't say, or what took him so long to say, is louder than what he actually said. It took him a whole lot of time to get to him just going in the locker room just to be there. You feel me? So I'm just not going. So even if nothing happened, you going in there was not for good intention. So, like I said, I just think that was a moment getting the best of him. And that's okay. That's why I think it's okay. It's like, okay, bet he's young with money, and we all do dumb stuff. Some of us are old and broke and do dumb stuff. So I think he deserves a second chance. But I still think he could rise to the top. But as far as me buying his apology, I'm not going for that. I think that apology was trash. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole lot of you can start talking like, yeah. When they capping facts, I don't know. Get the shrugging and stuff. Like, bro, relax. You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, so I just think, and to me, with him even saying the locker room, it took him a lot of time to get to, I shouldn't have been in there. You see what I'm saying? He should have just said that from jump, but he's trying to say, oh, I went in there and the security just pushed us out and they were reacting to us. We didn't even do anything. So it's like, yeah, you're apologizing, but at the same time, you're telling me why you were kind of victimized by it as well. It's like, I'm not trying to hear that, bro. And yes, you told me that you apologized for not make you wait and you were undisciplined, but then you also told me that you were going through things. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, you apologized, but you're also telling me, well, I'm kind of giving an excuse too, is because of this, or I was going through this, and mental health is real. I just didn't like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna take accountability or you're not, bro. Ain't no half stepping, bro. Ain't no halfway crooks. Bro, there's no halfway crooks. You either in the street or you on the porch. Ain't no, bro. Because if you're in the yard, you might get pop, pop. You feel me? Hey, you in the yard, bro. A lot of brothers that got shot in the yard now. You feel me? So you either in the porch, you either on the porch, or you in the street. Ain't no half stepping, man. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like that apology was a whole lot of half stepping. You feel me? So I ain't like it. I personally did not like it. But with that being said, I don't think that he should be blackballed. I don't think he should be blacklisted or anything that's negative that they try to attach to one of my favorite colors, black. You feel me? So nigga said, we were only in there. Yeah, we were only in there 10 seconds. Like, come on, man. What are we doing? That's why I can't respect his apology, admit and repent. Exactly, Kendrick. I'm with you 1,000%. I'm with you 1,000%. Keyshawn sound like a chick that got. You feel me? You cooking, Doc. I appreciate it, Shower. I appreciate it. Shout out to Shower. We out here cooking. You know what I'm saying? We out here cooking with grease. We trying to. I gotta keep up. I gotta keep up with the good content creators like yourself. We gonna make a difference. We gonna be heard. You know what I'm saying? We just going through the mud right now. When you get it out the mud, you get it out organically. Hey man, you gotta hit it with the slow stroll sometime. But it's gonna last though. We ain't riding nobody. I can't speak for you, but for what I see, you be doing your thing. So I ain't riding nobody coattails. I ain't trying to. I'm just giving this good boxing talk because I enjoy it, man, and shout out to some of y'all that enjoy it with me. So. But yeah, so I just think that I just like boxing, man, and I'm gonna talk about it from a holistic standpoint, man. I have fighters that I have preferences for that I like a little more than others, but as far as nobody is exempt of being complimented or criticized. You know what I'm saying? So if I don't like you, if you do something dope, I'm a compliment you. If I like you and you do something wrong, I'm gonna criticize you. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like with Tank right now, I know Tank's going through some out of the ring issues, but I'm hearing through the street. Word on the street, you know what I'm saying? I keep my ears to the streets. Word on the street is that, they might not have really had no true intentions on fighting Lamont Roach. And I think that's weak, you know what I'm saying? And I like Tank. Where my GTD chains at, you know what I'm saying? But I said this from jump. As soon as the draw happened, I said Tank has to rematch him. Because I know we're kind of changing topics now and shifting gears, but stay with me. Tank is one of my favorite fighters. My favorite fighters are Cinnamon, Tank, and Junto. Those are my 3 favorite fighters. I like a whole lot. I have a lot of fighters that I consider some of my favorites, like Caleb Sweet Hands Plant. I like watching Eastside Pitbull Cruz a lot. I like Brian Norman a lot. I like Jerron Boots a lot. You know, Errol Spence. Well, Errol Spence not really active. Terrence Crawford I like a lot. Usyk a lot. But my top 3 are Cinnamon right now, Tank, Cinnamon, and Junto Nakatani. But I'm going to criticize him as well. You know what I'm saying? We did not want the Lamont Roach fight. I was okay with it. So I ended up being an apologist for Tank, because I would tell people that you got to realize, yeah, Tank is fighting Lamont Roach, but he's not just reaching down and pulling somebody up, right? The guy he's fighting is a champion. Yes, he's from a lower weight, but he's a champion. He's not pulling a Nick Ball, who Nick Ball is fighting TJ Doheny, who was at a lower weight and brought up after coming off of a knockout loss to Nye Inoue, and then fighting him as a title defense. He's not pulling another Nick Ball, fighting a guy from a lower division and pulling him up again, and Sam Goodman. At least he fought a champion, right? A champion who also fought at 135 the same amount of times as Tank did. I'm not giving it an excuse because we didn't want to see that fight, but then you also have to add the additional layer of he initially targeted Lomachenko. Lomachenko retired. Then he also went after Rayo Valenzuela. Rayo Valenzuela said he didn't want to come back down to 135. He wants to stay at 140. Salute to him. You know what I'm saying? We're going to clap it up for him, because I don't think that shows me that he believed in himself and he wasn't just chasing the bag. He wanted to do what's best for him. I got to applaud that. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just telling you this what it is. And then he tried to go for Edwin De Los Santos, coincidentally, the guy that was about to fight Keyshawn, but De Los Santos was having problems with getting back in the country with his visa and stuff like that, and he was coming off an injury. So he had 3 other options that were prior to Lamont Roach. So we have to tell the whole story. You feel me? So it wasn't like he just said, oh yeah, I'm just going to fight Lamont Roach. No, he had other guys that were more intriguing, that would have been more intriguing, but that didn't work out. So he went to Lamont Roach. Cool. And they had a rivalry, you know what I'm saying, which I think that's important and that's going to build. Obviously, it led to a good fight. But at the end of the day, with all that being said, Lamont Roach was still a guy that is, that the optics look like he was a cherry pick, right? So you can't go and fight a cherry pick, albeit a champion in the cherry pick. You still can't go fight a guy for a lower division that looks like a cherry pick to the casual boxing fan and then get a controversial draw and then not fight him again. That looks weak, bro. Because now it looks like you're only not fighting him because you might lose. And to me, that's never a good reason not to fight somebody. You know what I'm saying? That's in your division or around your division or somebody that you selected. So now I give Tank some grace because of his out the ring issues, which I don't speak on because I don't know much about. You know what I'm saying? I just know about the allegations. And if he did that, then he needs to be punished. He needs to be reprimanded. But if the person that's claiming he did it, the accuser, is lying, then they need to be punished and reprimanded as well. That's all I'll say on it. But the fact is that he's having out the ring things going on. And I think that Lamont Roach should not wait on him. He should go about his business and control his own destiny. So if it's something related to that, that's what's stalling out the fight, that's cool with me. You know what I'm saying? Things happen. We all live this life. So, but if it is a matter of you just not wanting to fight and you trying to stall out Lamont Roach, or you trying to overtrain Lamont Roach, or you trying to make people forget it, I think that's weak. I got to call it for what it is. And I like Tank. I got to call it for what it is. Tank sparring random 6'1" welterweights. Who was he prepared for? Not no gosh dang Lamont. you prepared for that Jake Paul? Yeah, y'all stop it, man. I've been speculating that was the case, and I would probably do the same. Hey, bro, I'm gonna have to watch Junto more. I just don't see how he top 10. Hey, you stop that. You stop that right now. Blasphemy. Hey, that was blasphemous. That statement right there was blasphemous. 903. You better put some respect on Junto. That's big Junto. Hey, you better stop playing. So yeah, for me, I'll be disappointed if he doesn't fight Lamont Roach. But you know, boxing is about revenue as well. We can't be oblivious to that. So, but for me as a fan, like I said, I like Tank, I like Canelo, I like Floyd, I like Manny, I like these fighters, I like Clarissa Shields, I like excuse me, I like fighters that I like because of what they do in the ring. You know, and that is fighting, and when they fight, they're very good at it. You know, Terrence Bud Crawford, Nye Inoue, Usyk. So if a fighter, no matter how much I like him, if they're not fulfilling my expectations as far as being a fighter, then, you know, it's gonna make me like him a little less, you know. And it's not about me disliking him. I'm still always gonna like Tank, you know, but I've got to call for what it is. Because if it was another fighter doing that, then I would say what it is. Like, for example, you know what I'm saying? I like Bivol. Y'all know I like Bivol. One of my favorite fighters again. I know everybody's my favorite fighter, but he's one of my favorite fighters. I like Beterbiev a lot too. But it looks like Bivol Hey, you know what it is? It looked like B-Ball ducking a little bit. Yeah, it looks like he's ducking. Now, I'm not saying he's ducking. I like to hear from him first. I give everybody the benefit of the doubt, man. I apply it across the board. So, but that's what it looks like. You know, it looks like he's avoiding the trilogy. But I want to make this very clear to people, though. Even if the trilogy happens next year, that's a fast turnaround for a trilogy. Shout out to my guy Deontay Wilder, you know, the Bomb Squad and the Gypsy King of Obesity, Tyson Fury. That trilogy took 3 years, right? So if Beterbiev and Bivol fight next year, that's 2 years. That's still well under the 3 years that it took for Fury and Wilder. Canelo and Triple G, Gennady Gennadovich Golovkin, took 5 years. So 2 years is still well under that. So this is a pretty fast turnaround for a trilogy, even if it doesn't happen until next year. So it could be that Bivol is trying to recover from an injury. I can't speak for the man. I don't know. The optics look bad, you know what I'm saying, especially with him running around the globe. We try to find him like Carmen. Where on earth is Carmen Sandiego? You know, it looks bad, but I'm not willing to jump out the window because, by the way, Artur Beterbiev, there was quite a few fighters that were ready to fight Beterbiev, and the fight had to be postponed. Why? Because he was injured, right? And he was recovering from injuries. In fact, Dmitry Bivol, the first fight, was postponed. Why? Because Beterbiev tore his meniscus, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I know he had a knee injury. Yeah, a knee injury. I believe he's. Yeah, I think he tore his meniscus, to add further specificity to it. I think he tore his meniscus, right? So that's why Dmitry Bivol fought Malik Zanad. Did we forget about that? Remember when Dmitry Bivol fought the undefeated, relatively unknown Malik Zanad? He did that because Beterbiev was injured and the fight was postponed. So I'm sorry, Beterbiev, you might have to sit down with your cripple behind and take a couple months off because maybe one of your opponents this time has an injury that they're trying to recover from. That's a possibility. I'm not saying that's what it is. I got to hear from their team, but just to jump out the window and be like, oh, Bivol's ducking them. Like, come on, man. What are we doing, man? Put some respect on him, man. Bivol, where's Waldo? I'm telling you, where's Bivol Waldo? I'm telling you. Bivol told us what he was going to do already. Just believe it. Right. That's true. Lamont definitely has other pots burning. Facts. He said he needs to go on. Yeah. Mr. Gary came in. Oh, yeah. I don't know. Shout out to Tufo in the building. Big member in the building. Big GTD chain in the building, my boy, boxer with 2-4. Let's go. Yeah, I think the Mount Road should just move on, man. And unfortunately, you can't get it. But don't stall out your career. And that's the critique I had for David Benavidez. Like, if Cinnamon doesn't want to fight you, my brother, move on. Control your own destiny. Like, I hate when people say that. No, just I like David Benavidez a lot. You know what I'm saying? Bandera Rojo, El Monstro, the Mexican monster, right? But they didn't enforce your mandatory. Maybe you didn't order your mandatory. You didn't do your proper paperwork, whatever. You never acted on the mandatory, or it was never pushed through by the WBC. You see how fast they stripped Bivol for you to get that light heavyweight title. Why did they apply the same type of urgency or act with the same amount of haste when it came to Cinnamon? Because it's these boxing alphabets and these boxing administrative bodies that they are looking for the money. You see what I'm saying? They're not prioritizing the welfare or the betterment of the sport or the welfare of the boxers. They're prioritizing the money, and Canelo is a cash cow, so it behooved them to keep the cash cow in the championship position so they could get their fee. You feel me? So that's not Canelo's fault. But anyway, even if it was, scratch all that. If let's say Canelo just doesn't want to fight you, bro, go build your own legacy, bro. That's why God is good. You see what I'm saying? Our progression in life, our good fortune in life depends on two things, in my personal opinion: our faith in God and the work that we put in. Canelo doesn't need Benavidez for his legacy. Canelo is the one that fought Hall of Famers. He's the one that's been the first ever undisputed at 168. He's the one that went all the way to light heavyweight and got a title by beating Kovalev. He's the one that's been in there with Floyd Mayweather, Triple G, Sugar Shane Mosley, Miguel Cotto. You feel me? He's the one that's been in there with Bivol Kovalev. Benavidez hasn't. So would it be a nice addition to Canelo's legacy? Yes. But does he need him? No, he doesn't need him. And Benavidez, build your own. Go fight other people, bro. Like, you don't need somebody that, I ain't gonna lie. If you're Boots, if you fight Bud, that would have springboarded you to stardom. If you're Benavidez and you beat Canelo, that will springboard you to stardom. But you could get it out the mud too. You don't have to get catapulted. You know what I'm saying? Don't confine yourself to the actions or the will of another man. That is very ungangster. That is very unmanly. That is very kind of weak, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I never really bought into that stuff, you know. That's just me personally. But I like Benavidez. He's a monster for real. That's one of my favorite fighters to watch for sure, for sure. And I wish that Canelo and Benavidez would have fought, and I picked Canelo to beat him. But I wish that fight would happen. Don't get it wrong. I'm not against the fight. I want the fight to happen. I'm not one of those Canelo fans that don't want him to fight Benavidez. Like I said, I like fighters because they're good fighters. I don't like fighters because of what they eat what they eat for breakfast, or who they're dating, or how they comb their hair, or the clothes they wear on Instagram. I like fighters because they fight good. You feel me? And I think Canelo wins, but at the same time, I could differentiate between things as well and compartmentalize. Like, that's just me though. Shout out to Oster, man. Oster dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter. Yes, sir. Don't forget to smack that like button for your boy. Shout out to Oster for the $2. He said, Doc, take a hoe. Canelo a cheat. And I got both. I got both at 8. That's crazy. This man Oster be hating on me. Hey, he don't like none of the fighters I like, bro. That's all right. You know, that's okay. I got something for you. We gonna put the GTD chain on Cinnamon. How about that? Hold that. Hold that right there for in the chat. We put Cinnamon with the Gervonta Tate Davis chains on. Come on now. Talk to me. Talk to me. That ain't gangster. Shout out to my brother Oscar Perez, man, dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter. Cash me outside. How about that? Shout out to Oscar. He says, we talking about ducks. Where that boy Virgil and Oscar at? I thought they was out until 2026. Come on now. Ain't that the reason behind them trying to fight Kelly? Hey, that's a good question, Oscar. I'm gonna say this though. I'm so glad you brought up Virgil Ortiz. I ain't gonna lie, Oscar. I like Virgil Ortiz, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm with you, Oscar, because Virgil Ortiz be looking a little shaky, baby. But I like me some Virgil Ortiz, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, I watched that interview with Ak and Barack. And I ain't finish it though, admittedly. So I ain't finish it. But you know, when he was talking about his sparring with Canelo, he said, man, I hit Canelo, but everything I had, and Canelo just said, asshole. He said Canelo hoked up on him. He said, oh my goodness. Well, I hit this man with the hardest shot I got. And he was taking it easy on me. I just love when fighters are humble, man. To me, that shows humility. And, you know, I'm not saying that Virgil Ortiz doesn't get on my nerves. It's most so his fans, though. You know, usually the fighters don't really get on my nerves. It's mostly the fans that are ridiculous. Trying to say Boots is ducking him and stuff like that. It's like, bro, like, I think Virgil Ortiz had some slip-ups more so than Boots to stop the fights from happening. But anyway, yeah, Virgil Ortiz, he does look a little crazy, but you know, maybe his hand recovered. You know, I do like Virgil Ortiz. It's like, you know, I just thought that was funny, man. That was a good interview. If you ain't check it out, go check it out, man. I rock with Virgil Ortiz. But I just it gets on my nerves how quickly people say people are ducking him. Like, I don't think Boots is ducking him. Speaking on Boots, man, I know a lot of people are kind of disappointed with Boots' options at 154, but we got to remember, man. This is Boots' debut at 154, man. Like, Terrence Crawford is gangster, bro. Like, not too many fighters have their debut at a new weight class and fight an undefeated champion. That's what Bud did against Israel Madrimov. I know you might say, oh, he only had 10 fights. Really, he had 11 because he had 10 wins and 1 draw. But he fought Bud. But he didn't have that many fights. But he's from over there. You know what I'm talking about? He's from over there on the east side. You feel me? And you know, so over there, the Eastern Europeans, a lot of them, what do? They have a extensive amateur background. So we can't celebrate them for having a great amateur background, but then not simultaneously knock somebody like Bud for fighting a guy with few professional fights. Like, you contradictory. Like, you got to be consistent, baby. Like, you know, so we can't celebrate Lomachenko's extensive amateur background and then tell me that, oh, well, Israel Madrimov didn't have that much experience, but he had a great extensive amateur background. You know, because if we're just going off of Lomachenko's professional record, he's 18-3. Where they do that at for a Hall of Fame? 18-3, 21 fights. That means you lose in a fight every 7 fights. That's Hall of Fame material. But Devin Haney had 1 mess up against a cheater, and we dogging him. This guy had 3 losses. Anyway, I digress. But the point is, what I'm saying is that I forgot my damn point. But yeah, I was talking about something good. Oh yeah, well yeah, Terrence Bud Crawford. Yeah, so Jerome Boots Ennis, just because he's going to a new weight. 154 is the deepest division with the most parity and obviously the most depth, right? So you'll be hard. You'll be hard pressed to find an easy fight at 154. I don't think Josh Kelly is an easy fight. I don't think Rashidi Ellis is an easy fight. I don't think what they said that they made an offer to Serhii Boachuk, right? That's not an easy fight. That's not a tune-up. Is it somebody that we're highly intrigued in? Is it Virgil Ortiz Jr.? No. Is it Bakram Murtazaliev? No. But those aren't bad fights. Like, we got to be able to show some discretion, bro. We got to be able to be judicious with our words. Like, everything is not a duck. Everything is not a bad fight because it's not the fight that you want. You know what I'm saying? Like those things, like, come on, bro. So what I'm saying is that, yeah, of course I want Boots to fight Virgil Ortiz. But if Junto Nakatani moves up to 122, he cannot fight a champion because there's only one champion. That's Naoya Inoue. He's undisputed. Does that mean that if he fights like a Marlon Tapales, or if he fights a Luis Nery, or he fights a Ramon Cardenas, does that mean that those are bad fights? No, it means that he's trying to get familiarized with the weight class. So we should be cool with that. At least he's fighting somebody that's recognizable. You see what I'm saying? Because everybody doesn't do that. How are we giving Boots more pushback for fighting a Josh Kelly than we gave Teofimo for fighting Steve Claggett? Crazy. You feel me? So the man was a unified, what he had, the IBF and the WBA and a Ring Magazine belt, and he's moving up, bro. Xander Zayas just got a belt. He's not available. He against Jorge Garcia Perez. Sebastian Fedora just fought Tim Tszyu for a rematch. He's probably not available. Bakram Murtazaliev is tied up with Erickson Lubin. And who has the WBA belt? Terrence Crawford? He's fighting Cinnamon. So who do you want the man to fight? Virgil Ortiz said his hand was messed up, as Oscar Perez so eloquently articulated in the super chat. Appreciate you, brother. Virgil Ortiz wasn't available. Who you want him to fight? You want him to wait and not fight anybody? We were cool with Naoya Inoue fighting Ramon Cardenas, though. We were cool with Naoya Inoue fighting Yi Jun Kim, though. Did you know them? Because if you did, I'm assuming you didn't know them, because if you knew them, you would be complaining. Because those guys weren't good. No disrespect, it just is what it is. They weren't on his level. We didn't complain about that. So come on, bro. Like, draw boots, I don't see the problem. Now, like I said, if you're coming from the standpoint that's not a recognizable name with a high profile like a Virgil Ortiz, of course, you gotta be disappointed. But we should be able to draw the line between disappointment and bad fights. A bad fight is not necessarily a bad fight because it's not the person that you want to see. Those ideas aren't always synonymous. Golden Bit Promotions, Golden Shower Promotion, faulty as hell. Virgil ain't got a belt for the same reason. Yeah, he has a what, intern belt, right? Jaime Munguia never fought Jamal Charlo for the same reason why I took Turkey to forever to deliver Zepeda. Yeah, Oscar not trying to get the beat. Yeah. Oscar. Be honest, Oscar Stable's looking kind of shaky, man. You know, Oscar he lost Jaime Munguia to Top Rank, and just in time because Jaime Munguia popped dirty. But he lost Jaime Munguia. His best fighter is clearly Virgil, right? Yeah, Bam Rodriguez is with Matchroom. So yeah, Virgil Ortiz and Ryan Garcia probably his best, right? Oscar Duarte is doing this thing, but he got beat by Ryan Garcia. So even though Oscar Duarte accused Ryan Garcia of being on he accused of being on all the PEDs.
We do not let people who are on the juice discuss real athletes. That's all.
So yeah. Golden Boy, they clutching their pearls right now. Zerto. Shout out to my boy Zerto. I can't forget about my boy Zerto now. Shame on me. Shout out to Gilberto Zerto Ramirez. Definitely Zerto or Virgil, I would say is his best. His most popular is probably Ryan still for sure. But yeah, Zerto and Virgil for sure. I forgot about my boy Zerto. That's one of my favorite fighters right there for sure. I said last week he needs to fight someone. Josh Kelly is the Brits version of Boots. Go off. No, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Josh Kelly, Pretty Boy Kelly, he has what? One loss to who? Who'd he lose to? Who'd he lose to, y'all? Josh Kelly lost to, was it Giovanni Santillan? No. Who'd he lose to, Chad? He has one loss. Was it to Santillan? I don't remember. Let me look this up. I think it was Santillan beat him, right? If I'm Josh Kelly, though, I'm gonna be honest, I want to fight Boots. David Avenisia, excuse me, David Avenisia, not Giovanni Santillan, my bad. David Avenisia, excuse me. David Avenisia, sorry. Yeah, he lost to David Avenisia. And the reason why I'm not saying Josh Kelly shouldn't fight Boots because he's scared. Yeah, I was thinking of David Avenisia. I'm not saying that he should fight him because he's scared. Or I'm not saying that he shouldn't fight him because he's scared. I'm saying, yo, Team Slime in the building. What's good, brethren? I heard Ortiz is fighting Snoopy. Ryan fighting Goofy. Shut up, bro. The guy who fought Boots a couple fights. Yeah. David Abadija. Yeah. I was confusing. I think I was confusing Giovanni Santillan with Alexis Rocha for some reason. I don't know why. I think Giovanni Santillan beat Alexis Rocha. Yeah, he beat Alexis Rocha. I don't know why I was confusing him with Alexis Rocha, Josh Kelly. But anyway, thank y'all. What I was gonna say. Shout out to Karma in the building. I forgot what I was gonna say now. Damn, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, Josh Kelly. The reason why, if I'm Josh Kelly, I wouldn't fight Boots is not because Josh Kelly is ranked higher than Boots in the WBO. Last time I checked, it could have changed. I haven't checked in about a week now. But Josh Kelly was ranked, if I'm not mistaken, number 2 is vacant. Number 1 is vacant now, right? And then Jorge Garcia Perez was number 2. He's going to be moved down for subsequently from losing to Xander Zayas for the belt, right? And then number 3 is Josh Kelly. Number 4 is Jerome Boots Ennis. Why would I fight Boots? Who, no offense to Xander, I like Xander. I think Xander is going to be a stud in boxing, right? But I think right now he's a little green. You know, he's a champion. I think he's probably the most vulnerable as far as the champions at 154 right now. But my point is that I don't think anybody thinks that Xander Zayas is better than Boots right now or a tougher fight than Boots right now, right? So my point is this. If I'm Josh Kelly and I'm ranked higher than Boots, and I'm not saying that I'm going to get Xander Zayas next, but if I have a better chance of getting Xander Zayas through my positioning through the ranking system, why the hell would I fight Boots? Why would you fight a harder fight for a lesser reward? Like, you could argue that Xander Zayas versus Josh Kelly would make just as much money as Josh Kelly versus Boots. And then Xander Zayas, you could potentially win a belt. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to defend anybody ducking or say that he should duck. I'm not advocating for anybody to duck anybody. I'm just saying it is a business. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like when Hamza Shiraz back in the day when he was at 160. Remember, he could have fought Carl Sadamas because he was ranked number 1 in the WBC, or he could have fought the WBO champion Janibek, right? And he went towards Carl Sadamas, and people called him a duck because he didn't want to fight Janibek. And I said, hold on. He's in an advantageous position where he could choose. He has that luxury, right? To choose which mandatory he wants to enforce. And if him and his team of Frank Warren and Queensberry, if they decide that through their assessment, and Frank Warren's a very good matchmaker, if they come to the conclusion that Carl Sadamas is a more winnable fighter, the easier path, that makes sense. Why wouldn't you go this is a business, right? Why wouldn't you go the easier path, beat Adames, which I had Adames beating Hamza Shiraz, and I was right. I'm going with, I'm calling that right. That was a draw, but we know what was going on. That was robbery. You know what I'm talking about? So anybody with eyes know what Carl Adames won. So I'm giving myself credit for that. But anyway, we said that Carl Adames was going to beat Hamza Shiraz, and he rightfully should have. But anyway, he went. What's wrong with going the path of Carl Adames and then unifying with the harder fight for more money and more at stake? Because now Janibek would be a unification. So I think he did the right thing. So I don't think we should demonize that, because this is not just we're not just lining up and fighting in the street. You know what I'm saying? It is a business. I don't think that's indicative of you being a punk. Now, when you're Williams Zepeda and you're the mandatory, you're the undisputed mandatory in all 4 sanctioning bodies, right? The IBF, the WBA, WBC, and the WBO at 135, and you continuously fight guys that aren't champions, then I think that's a little duckish. You know what I'm saying? But he ended up fighting Shakur anyway when he won the interim title, and you know what I'm saying? We know how that story goes. So I got to give him credit for that as well. But at the time, it looked like he was being a little scary. I don't think that's the same that can be said about if Josh Kelly doesn't fight Boots. I mean, that's just common sense. Why would I go for the harder fight against a guy who I'm in a better position than, when I could have a better chance at the guy who's an easier fight and he's a belt holder as Xander Zayas? So if Josh Kelly doesn't fight him, then I mean, it only makes sense for him to fight him if he gets a big bag to fight Boots. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think like that too when we do have information that we can see. So and also speaking of that too, I've seen a lot of people saying that Naya Inoue. Oh, people are saying that Naya Inoue was ducking MJ Akhmadaliev. A point taken. Thank you, Shawa. I try a little bit. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you for hearing me out. You know, a lot of people, when you disagree with people, sometimes they just all they hear wah 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 wah, and they don't, you know. So I appreciate you hearing me out. I'm not saying that people have to agree, but I think about my opinions a little bit. You know, I don't just say them all willy nilly or talk out the side of my neck all the time. But speaking of being understanding and what's kind of getting on my nerves is like people like to revise history or forget history or omit history, whatever you want to say. I see some people say that, oh, because Naya Inoue is fighting MJ Akhmadaliev, that he didn't duck him. No, he ducked him for years. Just because you turn around and fight somebody now doesn't mean that you weren't supposed to fight him before. Like to me, it's just like nothing more. I ain't gonna say frustrating. It doesn't really frustrate me, but it's annoying though. It's like, bro, MJ Akhmadaliev was supposed to fight according to the WBA. He was in position to fight Naya Inoue since Naya Inoue fought Louis Neary. Since then, Naya Inoue fought Louis Neary. He fought TJ Doheny. He fought Yi Jun Kim. He fought Ramon Cardenas. All of these 4 fights transpired when MJ Akhmadaliev was the mandatory. That doesn't mean that you have to like what I'm telling you, but it doesn't change what I'm telling you because you don't like it. So because he's fighting, Naya Inoue is fighting MJ Akhmadaliev in September 2025, good Lord willing, next month, that doesn't change the fact that he didn't fight him for the last 2 years. I don't know what people be thinking. Like, so like, for example, if when Teofimo was fighting Barbosa, when he finally fought Barbosa, does that mean that Barbosa wasn't in the rightful position to fight Teofimo a year and a half ago? No, it just means that Teofimo finally decided to fight him, or he was finally convinced to fight him through the amount of money that he was offered, whatever it is. But it doesn't change the fact of what transpired, bro. I was awake for that. I saw that MJ Akhmadaliev was supposed to fight him. I saw that MJ Akhmadaliev's manager, Vadim Kornilov, the same manager of Dmitry Bivol, literally put forth litigation, filed a motion with the WBA because they had to legally threaten them to enforce the mandatory, they are justified to receiving or be in line, or the fight that they're entitled to. You see what I'm saying? I was there for all that. It's documented. You see what I'm saying? I made multiple videos about it. So, but people try to like that. Once again, that's what I be talking about. People be fanboying or fangirling. It's like, I could like Naya Inoue. I think Naya Inoue beats MJ Akhmadaliev. I said that, but that doesn't change the fact that he didn't want to fight him. Maybe MJ Akhmadaliev is a high risk and low reward. Maybe so. Maybe he didn't feel like it was worth it. Or maybe he felt like he could get the same amount of money, if not more, fighting somebody else. That's cool. But it doesn't change the fact that he should have been fought MJ Akhmadaliev. Just because he's fighting him now doesn't mean that he wasn't ducking him before. So I don't know what people try to go with revisionist history and stuff like that. Like, no, just because you eventually. So if that's the case, then I don't want to hear anybody talk about, oh, Floyd tried to age out Manny Pacquiao, because Manny Pacquiao's younger than Floyd, by the way. You know, but that's something that they said, right? They said that Floyd Mayweather, it was his fault why the fight took so long, when you really find out that Manny's responsible as well, because he didn't want to subscribe to the Olympic style drug testing, which is kind of suspicious. Shout out to Manny. I'm not accusing him. Manny's one of my favorite fighters, but it does look suspicious. I have common sense now, you know, so that's the reason why the fight was held up. But even still, despite all that, people said that Manny Pacquiao was being aged out by an older Floyd Mayweather. That makes sense. But anyway, I mean, styles do age differently, right? You know, Floyd is more finesse style fighting. Defensive, his style is predicated off of defense and countering. So his fighting style is gonna have a little bit more longevity than somebody like Manny Pacquiao, who's more explosive and more dependent on agility and athleticism. So that's true, but still, the fact still remains that he's older. You're gonna be hard pressed to convince me that an older fighter is aging out a younger fighter. But that's what they said, right? So if that's the case, then I mean, Floyd eventually fought him, so you can't complain about him aging him out or ducking Manny Pacquiao for a long time, because he eventually fought him. But you're telling me here that Naya Inoue didn't avoid MJ Akhmadaliev because he's eventually fighting him. No, bro, that he didn't fight him when he was supposed to. You know, he's fighting him now. That's cool, but he was supposed to been fight him. It was fight or be stripped, right? Hey, child, I'm about to run this ad real quick. I got to go grab some water, man. I'm thirsty. But I'm opening up the phone lines if anybody wants to call in. I'll be right back, though.
Yo, Doc here from your favorite boxing channel, Dr. Boxing Talk. And I want to officially welcome you as a member to the Boxing Talk family, aka BTF. So I want to thank you Your support is greatly appreciated, and this channel is nothing without you. So what do you get? Well, there's a multitude of perks that you get access to, like special member shoutouts when you enter the chat, and some other additional alerts. Not to mention these fire emojis. You get access to emojis like the GOAT, the GOAT, the face of boxing, the legend, the Ayo, and the no diddy. Not to mention, you know, the GTD chain. You got to bring them out, and it wouldn't be the same if we forgot about
These biscuits.
so many more. Not to mention, if you subscribe to some of the highest tier levels, you get to do things like pick the topic of discussion, and you get to have your very own emote. Yes, your ugly mug will be featured on the channel by yours truly. It's just another way for me to give back to my most loyal supporters. And of course, there's even more additional perks than that. But most importantly, you'll get the satisfaction of knowing you're a key, essential, imperative part to keep us going and growing. You know, we get the hustle off the muscle, so it's important that we rock together, you know? And remember, God is good all the time, and God is good. And you know that we prioritize facts over feelings, so that's why you rock with us. So big salute from Dr. Box and Talk, and yeah, can't wait to see you in the next stream. Thank you for the support.
If I tell you I'm good, probably you will say I'm boasting. But if I tell you I'm no good, you know I'm lying.
Yo, we back. Appreciate y'all. Don't forget to smack that like button if you haven't done so already. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ty for reminding people to smack the like button. Smack the like button and like and subscribe and subscribe and like and all that stuff. You feel me? I appreciate it. He said, I would ask, is this style really age beating Broner and Keith? Come on now. Post Florida, was it something else? Come on now. I mean, hey, you feel me? So people are selective with their ability to apply reasoning or logic, you know. They conveniently know when to be smart. That's a good question though. But yeah, man, so I just think I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I need to speak with more hyperbole and be more ridiculous in my takes, but just can't do it, man. I got to give the fighters their credit, man. I really love the sport, and I pay attention to it a lot. So let's see. Is there anything else I want to talk about? Oh, Pacquiao could be back in December. Good Lord willing, that's what he said. He'll be back in December. And his options are Tank, Rolly, Barrios rematch, and Floyd Mayweather rematch, man. Boo, ain't nobody looking for that. Hopefully, you know, I hopefully Floyd stays retired, man. Hopefully Manny looked decent though for 46 years old against Mario Barrios. You know, it's a combination of Pacquiao looking better than what I thought and Barrios looking worse than I thought. I did think Barrios was going to win. I actually scored it for him to win. I thought he was going to stop Pacquiao, but I'm glad he didn't, man. I hate to see the legends go out like that. So shout out to Pacquiao. But I think that you know, I think he's gonna fight. He could fight Ryan Garcia too, man. I think he's one of the options, man. Especially if yeah, I'm telling you, Shawa. Especially if it's true about Virgil Ortiz and Keith. This is me now. This is pure speculation coming from Doc. This is not. I don't have any documentation to prove this. I'm just speaking off what I think and what I see. Right. So of course the obvious options for his December fight would be Barrios, right? Controversial draw. And he could get an opportunity to get the WBC title at 147, right? Another obvious one would be because they're PBC, right? Another obvious one would be another PBC champion, WBA 147, recently elevated Rolly Romero. Another obvious choice. Floyd Mayweather, I think that's the least likely because he's retired, obviously, but that is a choice. And then Gervonta Tank Davis, another PBC fighter. It depends if the timing aligns, you know, and it could make sense because, you know, his fight date with Jamont Roach was postponed due to some other things, unforeseen circumstances. So it could line up with Tank and Manny Pacquiao. But what I think is going to happen, I think Ryan Garcia could get it. The racist, ignorant, cheating Ryan Garcia. And the reason why I think that is because if the rumors are true about what's being speculated in these boxing YouTube streets and on Twitter and stuff, I made a video about it and some other places, boxing scene and stuff like that. The rumor is that Golden Shower Promotions and Oscar De La Hoya and PBC and Al Heyman are going to collaborate on a future event, right? And in this joint venture, it's going to see Virgil Ortiz versus Keith Thurman. We're going to see Frank the Ghost Martin make his return. I can't wait for that. Against Arnold Barbosa. So PBC Golden Boy. And then you have Manny Pacquiao versus Ryan Garcia. And the reason why I'm saying that is because Oscar De La Hoya has recently said that he's not interested in Ryan Garcia fighting Rolly Romero rematch because that fight was boring. And I agree with him. It wasn't that good of a fight. The most intriguing, the best part of that fight was the fact that Rolly put Ryan on his back pockets, right? It wasn't really too exciting of a matchup, you know? So I agree with Oscar there that he's not really, to not be interested in that. So if he's not interested in Rolly and they're having a Golden Boy PBC Golden Boy event, then, I mean, you could go with Manny Pacquiao and Ryan Garcia. And Manny Pacquiao's expressed interest in fighting Ryan Garcia before, and they could both be on steroids, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, no, man. I guess if, let's say, hypothetically speaking, if Manny fights Barrios, I would say that's a 50-50 fight, and they proved that with a draw. I would say Manny and Rolly is a 50-50 fight. I would slightly lean towards Manny. Because Rolly can't be trusted, but that's still a 50-50 fight for me. Sometimes I might lean towards Rolly with his youth, but you know, Manny Pacquiao's experience, and I don't know. That's a tough. I would say 50-50. Rolly and Manny and Ryan, I would say it's a 50-50 as well. I would lean towards Manny again because I think Manny is just a little older, man. Once again, the youth and the size, because Ryan's a big welterweight too. He's a big guy, so that's tough. But I would lean towards Manny. Manny and Tank. I will lean towards Tank, but I think that Tank has to be locked in, right? Because even 46-year-old Manny can hang with Barrios. I know Tank beat Barrios, but you know, it's still Manny's dangerous. But a fully focused Tank, I think with his athleticism, his IQ, his precision and his power, I think he beats Manny. But Manny Pacquiao's no slouch, you know. It's just this version of Pacquiao. In Pacquiao's prime, none of these guys beat Pacquiao, except for the next one, Floyd. If Floyd comes out of retirement, I have him beating Manny Pacquiao again. But like I said, I don't think that fight's going to happen. I don't think he's coming out of retirement. Manny and Ryan, best fight, and tell them they both could pop the pills and give us a goodie. That's crazy. Yeah, Wash. Yeah, I wish they would have told Frank. He said his line. Hey, he still ain't get hit about the fight, bro. I'm telling you, they still ain't hit his line about the fight, huh? I think Virgil's a good fighter, but there, bro, you still haven't fought for a title, but you fight an inactive. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel you. If he does fight Keith Thurman, you know, Keith one-time Thurman, that's not. I would just say this though, in his defense, and I don't think, like I said, I like Virgil, but I would say in his defense, he can't fight Terrence Crawford, right? The WBA title. He's fighting Cinnamon. WBC title, who Sebastian Fedora just got off of a fight with Tim Tszyu. And I don't even know if he's looking towards Virgil. I mean, he mentioned Virgil before, but he just got out of a fight. So he's probably not going to be ready to fight yet. Bakram, we know he's tied up with Erickson, Hammer, Lubin, and the IBF. So, you know, WBO, I don't think Top Rank. Well, I don't know. You think Top Rank will make that fight with Virgil Ortiz right now? I think Top Rank has to be very careful, man, because they're outside of a broadcasting deal, right? They're out of a broadcasting deal. I know Bob Arum has said that he's gonna be hoeing. he gonna be tossing around his services with Top Rank for a little while. He doesn't want an exclusivity deal, but you know, it just seems like Top Rank's in limbo, you know. So I'm not sure if he's gonna put. I don't know if he's excited to put any of his fighters or top guys or his young guys in jeopardy of losing right now, you know, especially with Keyshawn messing up. So that's a little shaky. Who else does he have? Abdullah Mason. He's about to fight Sam Noakes in a dangerous fight. Was Sam Noakes with Queensberry or a match? I think Sam Noakes is with Queensberry, if I'm not mistaken. So they have Abdullah Mason. They have Top Rank, Abdullah Mason, Xander Zayas. Still have Naoya Inoue, Top Rank. Who else? Beterbiev doesn't even fight often enough. They still have Beterbiev though. Is Raymond Murataya? He's with Top Rank still too, but he's still the younger, pretty much unproven champion. You know, for the IBF right now, he beat Zaur Abdullayev. So Top Rank, they might be cuffing their. I don't blame them either. They might be cuffing their guys for a little bit. Jaime Munguia just popped dirty. So yeah, Fedora and Xander calling down all smoke. Or so they say. Yeah. So they say. Yeah, so they say. Right. Yeah. Emphasis on the so they say part. Battle of the Packs, y'all. Straight hell, 903. Battle of the Packs is crazy. 2-4 ain't got no sense, man. Tank gonna want to see that drug screening for Manny. Hey, everybody should dot their I's and cross their T's. I'm not mad at anybody, and nobody should be offended by that. Everybody should be an advocate for a clean sport. Shaw said Queensberry, thank you. Yeah. Sam Noakes, right? Queensberry. Virgil did this on purpose. He was just hurt. Soon as everybody lock in the fight, hear this ninja talk about that was a miracle. Virgil ready to fight. Yeah, I'm not gonna. He looking a little shaky, man, but I'm gonna give him some grace, man. I'm gonna give him some grace. We forgetting Ramos is there. Jonas is about to be WBA champion. Yeah, but they're PBC though, right, Shava? Yeah, they're both PBC. Shout out to Jonas Tellus has a fight though. Yeah. So when as soon as Terrence Crawford elevates, Jonas Tellus, representative of the PBC, he's gonna be elevated to the WBA full champion. I would assume. You know, he's about to fight. Who's he about to fight? I had to look it up. He's about to fight somebody. He has a fight schedule. He's fighting next on the 22nd or the 23rd of August. It's actually in Orlando. I might be trying to go to that, to be honest. So if anybody wants to meet your boy, we could meet up with Doc. We could all go chill in the tele and watch Jonas Tellus. You feel me? Watch Jonas Tellus from the tele. Yeah, he's fighting Abbas Barral. Yeah, the Frenchman. Yeah. Or no, not French. He's from he represents fights out of Berlin or Germany or something. Yeah, he fights on the 23rd. Yep. Yeah, I knew I wasn't tripping. Yeah, he fights on the 23rd, so he's not available either. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people at 154, you know, we talking trash about Boots and Virgil. To be fair, there's not a lot of people available, man. You know what I'm saying? Which, like I said, 154 is stacked anyway, so you'll be hard pressed to find a bad fight at 154, man. Yeah, Fedora's PBC, right? So, But I like Jesus Ramos a lot too, man. I don't agree with the masses that say that Jesus Ramos. Well, I ain't gonna say the masses, but a lot of people say Jesus Ramos or Erickson Lubin was the beneficiary of a robbery in regards to Jesus Ramos. I thought it was a close fight, but I thought Erickson Lubin won. But I still, like I said, I like Jesus Ramos, though. I like him a lot. He's actually I'm gonna try to stop saying this, but he's definitely one of my favorite fighters to watch. I like Jesus Ramos a lot. I'm looking forward to him back. Charles Conwell too. Yeah, they're talking about. Yeah, people. I saw people disappointed in that. You been disappointed in if Boots fights Conwell? Like what? I know Conwell just lost, but he lost a split decision. Was it a split decision or majority decision to Jorge Garcia Perez, who just lost his Xander Zayas for the WBO vacant title? Man, like we gotta chill. We be throwing out these terms all willy nilly, bro. Everybody's ducking. There are 4 overused terms in boxing. Robbery, every fight, if it's not going for the person that you like, it's a robbery. Every fight that doesn't happen that you want to happen, if it's not that fight, it's because somebody's ducking. So we overuse the term robbery, we overuse the term ducking, we overuse the term casual. If 2 people don't agree, somebody got to be a casual. And then we overuse the term, there's another one, I just forgot off the top of my head. But robbery, duck, casual. Oh, and a robbery, duck, casual, and a tune-up. Like, bro, I blame this on Big Turk. I like Turk, man. Turk's influence on boxing as of late has been great for my boxing fandom, right? So I rock with Big Turk. Does it mean he's perfect? Does it mean he does all the things right? No, I think he does some very questionable things, like disclosing the scorecard. How the heck does he even know that in a title fight where it's close scoring for Adamas's WBC belt against his Riyadh season ambassador Hamza Shiraz, right? So he does some questionable things, but I blame him for everybody saying, for the masses saying that Boots wanted a tune-up, because that's what Turkey Al-Sheikh said, man. He don't want no tune-up. He just couldn't fight Virgil Ortiz. Like I said, I challenge anybody to find me a bad fight at 154. It's literally the best division, the deepest division, bro. So to say that he wants a tune-up because he's not fighting a Virgil Ortiz that's unavailable, like, what are we talking about, bro? It's crazy. So I think Turk kind of started that. I blame him for that. They could set him and Baby Giraffe up. He just fought a couple of weeks ago. True. I would like Boots and Conwell. In the back, like Batman preparation. Bet I'm gonna let you talk because I'm gonna eat some of this chicken. You feel me? Shout out to you, bro. And I'm about to call it after this, man. My brother Ty's calling in. Yes, sir. Shout out to Ty. I'm about to go ahead and call it. We hit the 2-hour mark. We're approaching the 2-hour mark. I don't want to be on for too long, man. You know, we collecting data right now, chat, and help the channel keep going and growing. Shout out to everybody that contributes to the growth. I appreciate y'all, man. All the members, thank you so much. All the super chatters, all the cash appers. We need some more. But thank you for the love that you were showing and spreading. All the chatters, all the people that like the videos, all the subscribers, in any capacity in which you contribute to this channel, helping us achieve our goals, man. I give you a sincere thanks. From the bottom of my heart. From the bottom of my heart. Let's pull up my brother Ty, man. Yo, we got Ty Morissette, aka Bodega Ty, aka I ain't gonna eat no high hop, aka Mr. Well Actually, aka Banford Band King, aka DBT Square Up Champion, Mr. Ty Morissette in the building. Bodega Boys in the building. Had to give my boy all his AKAs. You feel me? He deserves it, man. Shout out to my brother, man. What's good, bro?
And I'm chilling. I don't even know where to start. You know, I've been doing my preparation.
Hey.
But the turkey and boot snack.
Mm-hmm.
We only heard you publicly say you wanted to see him fight Virgil.
Mm-hmm.
And Devin Haney out of nowhere at 152. Besides that, what was the other option since you ain't paying for quote unquote tune-ups?
Right. Well, exactly. I wish he would have. I wish they would have pressed him on that, or if he would have elaborated or expounded upon that. Like, come on, bro, talk to us. Tune-ups.
No disrespect to who Better Biev is going to fight, but what do you consider that?
Talk to him. No disrespect to Deion Nicholson. But come on now. Come on now. Malik Zanah was also on the turkey card. What do you call that? I mean, I get it because Beterbiev was injured, but hey, that ain't no big fight. Let's not fake the funk now. Let's not act like everybody on your card. A lot of your cards are great, don't get me wrong. But everybody on there wasn't no big old fight now. You ain't gonna be capping. Not while we rapping.
Oh, somebody else popped up. There go my boy Oster.
Oster in here?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. I pulled him up right. Hey, Oster in the building. What's good, brethren?
What's popping? What's popping?
Nah, I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling, man. Yeah, I saw that. Bakram and Lubin going to Purse bid. I saw that. They're gonna be right. They're gonna be right there on Pro Box. That's good for me though. Hell.
That's where they're gonna be at?
No, I don't know. I'm just saying that. No, I don't know for sure. No. I was just saying that. I don't know for sure.
I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah, no, I don't know that.
So what's going on with Oscar and Golden Showers?
Golden Shower.
Does anybody want to put them
out? Hey, I don't know what they got going on, man. Call them out though. I don't know what they got going on.
I said it earlier in the chat. They got a history of either because they cannot host a fight or they don't got control of both fighters, they're going to make it extremely hard to make the fight. There's always the other guy got something going on. Either somebody got to go out for, you know, some repair, some type of repair type surgery. Somebody had a baby, or the other guy was ducking.
Right. All those weren't hypotheticals either, Chad. Those real facts, real scenarios.
And the craziest thing is, a lot of these times, their guy, the Golden Boy fighter, is the mandatory. I don't know if y'all remember the whole back and forth over the Jamel Charlo and Jaime Munguia situation was Golden Boy trying to press the issue of them hosting the fight.
Right.
Well, if we can't host it, we want to host a rematch. How you trying to host a rematch and your fighter's the challenger?
Right.
Who said you had a rematch called?
Come on, man.
They talking about win or lose.
Right. People just be talking, man. Well, they will say anything because they know people don't do their research, man. We the minority, man.
We the minority.
We the minority, bro. You think boxing fans think? Yeah. Hell no. If you think about boxing, you're already the minority. Boxing fans just a bunch of zombies, man. No disrespect, but it is like they hear anything and just run with it, man.
Tell me about it.
Oh,
I
I
tell
The
you,
funny
if
thing with
you
them, I think the funny thing with them is when their fighter actually goes against their wishes and jump off the porch and try to fight somebody and lose, they nowhere to be found.
Come on now.
Just look at the Ryan Garcia and Tank fight.
Come on now.
Or something that people don't really talk about. Look at how Oscar and them was acting after Zordo fought Bivol and got 12-0.
12-0.
Where was Oscar?
know, Oscar good for disappearing after he won his fighters lose.
Well, he go right straight on that 8-ball.
Yeah, I think Oscar got one of his little. I think got one of his little back seats inside the fucking arena.
Oh, you know
as soon as this motherfucker lose, he just back up and vanish. I think he be disappearing with it.
Right through the flow, go right to the room, get him an 8-ball.
Yeah, he be gone. That'd be some crazy shit. He be right there. Oscar, yeah, funny nigga though.
Straight on that booger sugar.
Mr. Oscar, man, you can't come here high no more, man. You can't come to more fights high because you be bugging out.
Oh my goodness.
Bro, he's hustling backwards over there.
He'll
sit there and put Gabrielle Fundora on an undercard. On the card she should have headlined.
On a undercard.
One undisputed, now he out there.
Undisputed against another Gabriella, bro. You know, that's just like I'm not gonna say easy because I'm not a promoter, but bro, Gabriella versus Gabriella, Gabriella Fundora versus Gabriella Lanes, undisputed 112. That's so easy to like. Oh, that's a headline right there, man. She wasn't in the co-main. She was because the main was Schofield and who? Renee Tellers-Garon? That car, right? And then the co-main was Beck the Bully versus David Stevens, I believe. And then she was a third fight. Tripping.
After her fight, the car got shitty.
Facts. And that's the thing. It wasn't even like the car got exactly. It wasn't even like it was like the car got better, bro. Like her fight was the best fight of the night. Oscar tripping for that. But Ty, bro.
That's crazy. They should have had whatchamacallit.
Facts. And she was, and not only that, she also made history as the youngest undisputed champion.
Yeah.
Now, Devin Haney, of course, still has it for the males on the male side, but as far as overall boxing, the youngest undisputed champion in the 4-belt era is Gabriella Fundora.
I'm gonna tell you one thing. Though, what I do believe, it's possible the way boxing going today. They gonna mess around, and these female boxers, they gonna be a little more exciting to watch because they're gonna be fighting for real. And they keep playing with these men boxing. They keep it up. Because I like what Carissa is doing to the female. She blowing them up though, for real. I believe that if it go good, if they get out of the men control, if they get a female promoter, like a real strong one that got little juice, it may be a problem in this boxing thing.
Hey.
So you get one of those female promoters? They need a female a female turkey.
I don't know about that. It got to be somebody that's actually wanting to further the sport for females. You can't have no Layla in that spot.
Over the bag. I'm just about to check to cover the whole bag. So my everybody play that. I got the bag.
Jake Paul.
We got a man right now.
Jake Paul doing that.
Huh? Yeah. Yeah. Jake Paul. You know.
He doing his thing though. He doing his thing though.
I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. Well, oh goddamn, it's hard for me to like anything about these non-boxing people, man. But they're doing something good for the boxing at a certain point. So you can't knock them. You know what I mean? I put it this way: I'm gonna knock Jake Paul and him fighting, but I like what he's doing for the females.
That's how I feel. I feel like I can separate as a promoter and what he's doing for the female for women's boxing. Yeah, man, he putting on, bro. And I would say this too. Even with his events, I don't like who he's fighting. Of course, he's fighting a 60-year-old geriatric Mike Tyson. He fighting people he's not supposed to be fighting. A fresh off a 10-year crack binge, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. You know what I'm saying? Who just got deported. Bro, it's not funny. God forgive me, bro.
You know there's something wrong with that fight. That motherfucker got deported after the fight. I told you he be fighting cab drivers. The motherfucker got deported after the fight. That's crazy.
Bro, you tell me they watched all the promo. And then they watched the fight and they deport him after. I said, "Come on, bro, nah, bro."
Yo, that's wild. They
That's
probably sat there and
wild,
watched
bro.
the whole fight. Yo,
They
yeah,
was
yeah, boy.
waiting. They was on
Shit, boy.
standby, bro. Nah, man, they out
That's
of pocket.
De Los Santos.
He should have won, though.
Facts,
If he would have
facts,
won, he
Doc.
might have got deported.
That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, Trump probably put some money on him. They said, "Oh, now you lost. Let me get you up out of here."
Yo, go get that nigga, man. He ain't going crazy over there.
Bro. But yeah, I will say this about Jake Paul though, for sure. I will say that you know, like even though on those cards, like for example with Mike Tyson, you know, he did have some people on the card, like he had Bruce Shushu Carrington go against Dana Coolwell. Barrios was on that card too. I think that's when he fought Maidana, Fabio Maidana, something like that. And then you know, Daniel Dubois was on his undercard before, so he gets some fighters some spotlight. You know, like Shawa mentioned H2O. I mean, he did him dirty though. It seems like. The only thing I say FJ Paul at this moment is he was going in, saying that they did him dirty.
I'll tell you what, though. Yeah.
He wanted
I'll tell you if I had a huh?
Oh no, I was talking at the time. My fault. I was reading what Ty said. My bad. Go ahead, bro.
The boy wanted
I
out.
had a young I was saying if I had a young fighter right now, if I had a young fighter that was sharp, like, you know, could go somewhere and nobody knew about him, I would go to Jake Paul with him. I ain't gonna hold you. I would go to Jake Paul because two reasons. For one reason, Jake Paul got more internet clout than all those promoters together.
Yep.
And all you gotta do is get on one of his cards as a newbie that, you know what I mean? Because if I go the regular route, they ain't gonna know me for another 8 years. You get what I'm saying? If I can slip up on the Jake Paul, yeah, because he got to follow me. He got a whole internet. I just got to get on that card.
I'm gonna be honest, man. Oh, my bad. I thought you was done. Go ahead. I didn't mean cut y'all. Go ahead, bro.
Okay, no, I'm done. I was saying the same thing. I'm done.
Okay. I was gonna add what you would say. I was gonna say the irony though is that Jake Paul seems like at MVP. They seem like they're the only ones that are comfortable with putting on cards and that ain't backed by Turk right now. To be for real, hey, it seems like okay. Well, let me rephrase. I would say Salida too with Clarissa Shields. They doing their thing as well, but that's so few and far between. But you know, it seems like MVP. They the only ones that are comfortable putting on cards without Turk's permission or Turk's affiliation or Turk's association. That might change too. You know, we saw Turkey and Jake Paul taking pictures together. You know, that's how it starts. So Jake Paul about to get that thigh meat rubbed on, about to get that thigh meat fondled.
Listen, he been playing this far. Hey, Doc.
Yo.
He been faking till he make it this far. Shit.
Hey, I gotta respect Jake and his business acumen. 2-4 in the building. What's good, brethren?
Yo, what's the word, bro?
Ain't nothing much, bro. Just chilling, dog. How the training going, man?
That shit been fire. I just had a decent sparring session today. That shit was lit.
What I'm talking about. How many rounds?
We did doghouse. It wasn't no like time limit.
Okay.
Now I gotta pop out.
Hey,
bro. That shit, man.
Tired.
Yo.
I ain't say time. I say, are you tired?
I'm
eating. My bad. I said tired. My bad.
A little sore.
Yeah.
But hey, I be like tired a little bit during that shit, but like afterwards,
hell yeah,
I'll be straight.
Hey, don't hurt, don't work.
Bro.
I have a question, man. So what y'all think about this snack stuff, man? I want to hear y'all opinions. Y'all heard my opinions. What y'all think about these snackity snack? But they acted like it's crackety crack. Acting like this snack is crickety crack.
I told you, as soon as they throw that shit, they gonna throw that shit in the universe. Listen, everybody is on snack. Like I just said, I told the motherfucker, if you win, you fought a bum. If you lose, you done. It's just an in and out thing. There ain't no gray area no more. If you beat a nigga ass too bad, you on snack.
Yep.
Don't beat nobody up too bad.
Yep.
No, for real, don't do that. You gotta like just barely win. I don't know. It's just crazy. It's too many ways, yo. Winning is just not respected today. It's just not respected at all.
No,
people respect their fighters. Winning is just not respected.
No, it's not, bro.
And it's on TV, y'all. Y'all know these fights is on TV. Like everybody, these shits is live. Like they real. Everybody's watching these motherfuckers. I don't understand how everybody can see. Yo, this is crazy. I just don't get it. Yep. They got all these testing for VADA and PEDs. I mean, high power shit, doc. High power shit. You know what I mean? But everybody who don't know nothing about it is saying everybody that's on PEDs.
Yep. Don't know a
It's
lick,
like,
bro. Don't know a lick.
yeah, don't know a lick about it. You know, yeah. I want to know how could you? And I ain't knocking nobody, but how could you literally? You got two people. One person is a fact. One is an accusation. You leave the fact alone and go to the accusation and put it in front of the fact.
Talk to him.
I'll be like, yo, crazy. That don't make no sense, man. I'll be like, yo, this is crazy. This is fucking crazy.
But
I think the people that's doing that, the people that's doing that only building a safety net. For when Bud beat Canelo. Yeah. So when Bud beat Canelo, they're gonna be like, it was because of that snack shit.
Yeah, that's they know that. They know that. So Doc, remember before when they were still talking about the fight and Canelo's like, man, he too small. Remember that? And they said they was supposed to fight, and it was like, yo, nobody was interested. I said, Doc, watch when the fight start. Watch. I said, watch closer to the gate. I said, the closer you get, watch how this shit go crazy. Everybody right now, because it wasn't believable. Once you get believable and you sign that contract, you know you fucked up. No, for real. You know you fucked up at this point. You fucked up. And I'm on your ass. You think I'm playing with you? Okay. And now everybody on snack, everybody on this, everybody on that. So they trying to say this. I don't think they scared of this fight. They trying to say all his other fights he was on snack. They got a crazy narrative, man. They just throw it out there, and the way you take it is that what are you saying? He taking snack now for this one fight or for all the other fights? Like, what are y'all trying to say? Because y'all just said snack.
Bro, I don't know, bro. I think everything, bro. They just be hating, bro. I think what Tufo said is a good point, though. You know, I think it's just they just preemptively trying to make an excuse for. But that's the thing, though. See, the only pushback I have on that Tufo is that it's not even coming from people that like Canelo. I mean, it's not. Sorry, but it's not only coming from people who like Canelo. It's just, to me, it is that, but it's also no. You're right. It is that because it don't even have to be for the ones that Canelo. It's just because they don't like Bud. So if you don't like Bud, then this is a way to minimize his accomplishment. No, you're right. My bad. You're right. I had to think about it a little bit.
All right, now check this out. Check this out, Doc. Right. This X-File shit now. This is X-File shit. Because this is a real cloak over people's eyes. I'm really starting to think from this whole week. I've been really thinking about this shit, and I'm like, they can't bother Bud like that, and not because I'm a Bud fan, but they can't bother because Bud wasn't even out there like that for his whole year. It wasn't like he's an agent, Brona. So you can't get this much attention on him right now. I said they trying to save Canelo. I said that's what it is. No, I mean for real. Just in case he lose, he can still keep his crown. I really believe this. I don't think it's about, I think it's about saving Canelo, because who else, they need a Mexican champ. They need one. This is facts. This is the biggest thing in boxing, Mexican fighting Black Americans in a big fight like this. This is big in boxing. And I think that they really, I don't know, man, because it's really funny because for you to be the big king and all that, there's a lot of stuff. And I'm not saying, and nothing coming from Canelo. So I'm not saying it's Canelo himself. Ain't nothing come from Canelo. This is all the fans and all this old nut ass shit. And all these people don't even know what they're talking about. And that's why I make it hard for us to talk, because everything we hear is a bunch of bullshit. It's hard to duck bullshit, man. It's crazy.
It's hard, bro. And there's so much of it. That's why I said, bro, it's always been hard to be a real one, man. But in 2025 with social media, it's even harder, bro. You was gonna say something too, or Ty? Oh, it was Ty. What did you say, Ty? Sorry.
You gotta tell these young men to start citing these sources.
Yeah, right. For what?
You heard what? From where?
No, they scared. Oh, yeah? They scared, though, Ty. They scared. They really scared. Go back to good. What was that joint with my man? And Demi Moore. You can't stand the truth. That's
you
real.
Can't handle the truth.
That's 100% fact. Yo, Google everything but the truth. I swear to God.
Hey, y'all know about that Balco shit that Victor Conte was doing before?
Yeah, with Shane Mosley and stuff.
Yeah, I was just finna say, I was looking at some video, and I seen the picture of Robert Garcia wearing a Balco hat. I'm like,
bro, hey, me and Ty were just talking about this, bro. Go ahead, my bad. Let me cut you off, bro.
That's him. That was Robert.
No, I'm like, hold on. I'm like, he been fucking with this. He's with Snack now, right?
Bro,
Then,
it get worse. It get worse, too, folks. Watch. I'm gonna show you.
I
On the
remember
screen,
watching a little Ellie setback video of that ES News shit when he was in a gym,
bro.
and then like they had got a box delivered or some shit, and then he was like, "Oh, it's just supplements," and then this shit a snack on it or some shit. But he was trying to record the box, and they like, "Nah, get back," type shit. I'm like, "What the fuck they on?" type shit.
Bro,
Bro.
man, hey, Robert Garcia, that's my guy. I rock with Robert Garcia a bit, boy. Hey, if you just follow his history, he be looking a little shaky, man. I ain't gonna hold you.
Fuck the Garcias. All the motherfuckers is deep. All the
Nah, bro,
motherfuckers
you
look
tripping,
deep.
bro. Nah, right, come
on
on, man.
Danny.
I ain't gonna say, yeah, I
I
rock
seen
with
that
Danny
shit
Garcia
with
too. I
I
like
seen
Robert,
that shit with Ben
man.
Rodriguez.
What happened?
Y'all seen that shit with Ben Rodriguez? Like
What
threatened
happened?
to sue him.
Oh yeah, I talked about that. Yeah, I talked about that earlier. Yeah, bro, I don't blame him, bro. Everybody should, bro. Hell yeah, you should push forward litigation, man. Teach these fools a lesson, man. Absolutely.
What happened?
Cause someone else out
When
there
he
spread
started
the rumors about him being
channel.
dirty.
Yeah.
I can't say it again.
Go ahead, too far. My fault.
No, he had made a post about this channel that was like basically making accusations about him and shit, and he was saying like he don't think that like that's right, and if they do it again, he documented it to like pursue legal actions
Here
if
we
they do
go.
it again.
Here we go.
Basically,
This is the bullshit. This is the bullshit. I'm telling you, man. This is the bull. It's coming next year. I'm telling you, if you niggas like us, Doc, we ain't gonna be able to say nothing on it. They'll be suing us. I'm trying to tell you. I'm not even getting the channel no more. Fuck that, man. I'm not even getting the channel. Fuck this shit, man.
Bro, but you a real one. You ain't got to worry about that. You're a real one, bro. That's it. It's some
Yeah.
groupies that prioritize clicks over integrity, man, and the truth, man, and being accurate. But check this out, though. Hey, you can see the screen, Tufo? I'm about to play it right now.
hold on, let me go back to YouTube.
All right, baby.
Hold on.
And then tell me who you see, bro. Let me know when you
You
get
want
there.
to see that boy Robert?
You want to see Robert?
And I ain't talking Kelly.
Facts. Oh man, you say you there?
Yeah, I'm a little bit delayed.
Okay.
But I'm looking at it.
Okay, you can't see it right now, but you should see him right now. But okay, Robert, keep it going because I don't know if you can see it right now. We're gonna keep it going. They'll show him again.
It just came on. I can see it now.
Okay. Hey, rest in peace to the late great Nazim Richardson, man.
Oh, there you go. Right, I see him.
You saw him?
Yeah, that's him right there on the left hand side.
Yep. Robert Garcia always is a mess, bro.
Oh,
that's right before they jumped the old boy.
Yes.
Fuck the Garcia brothers.
Nah, bro. Nah.
What's his name? He got the Parkinson's.
There you go, right there. Look at
Margarito had business with
Look at Robert Garcia.
Conte.
No. I'm just saying that Margarito had the freaking loaded gloves, and Robert Garcia was around that too. So now Robert Garcia was around the Balco stuff with Victor Conte. He got snack shirt on. He got Balco shirt on. He in there around Margarito with the loaded gloves.
And you never talk about
that man got snack dinners in the gym.
Yeah.
Hey Doc, and you talking about Garcia still cool?
Nah, I rock with Robert. I rock with Robert Garcia. You wild, bro. I rock with Robert Garcia.
Hey Tom, I'm about to send you. I'm about to send you a little. What's that shit? A GIF? A gift. I'm about to see you a gift for Scarface. When my man said, "I never liked that piece of shit." Fuck the Garcia brothers. He said, "Fuck the Garcia brothers too. Fuck both of them."
That's crazy. He should fight the A-list with GN7. No, hell no. Yes, we do. No, let me hit chat real quick. GN7 said, I'm Greek, so I love cats. Yeah, cats would be good too. He said from a boxing perspective, but I don't see why he needs to tune up. See, I just think people are mislabeling that though. GN7. We talked about it a little earlier. I just think that a tune-up is like Steve Claggett. That's a tune-up. Guys like that. No disrespect, but I don't think any of those four guys are tune-ups. I just think that they're not popular guys. Those are different. Charles Conwell is not a tune-up for anybody. Stop it. Josh Kelly's not a great fighter, but he's not a tune-up. He only has one loss. He's ranked higher than Boots. How can you fight somebody ranked higher than you and be a tune-up? Like, come on, man. So I think we need to draw a line and be able to differentiate between tune-ups and fights that aren't intriguing. None of those four guys are necessarily popular, but neither one of those four guys are tune-ups. You know, they offered Serhi
I
Boychuk
agree with
according
that.
to them too. You know, that's
I
not a
agree with that.
tune-up. Come on, man. It's crazy.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna give you my definition of a tune-up,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm talking about the boxing definition, not what people saying by fighters per se.
Right.
Like, what is a real tune-up? Like, real to me, I think a real tune-up is when both boxers agree to fighting you as a tune-up, like fighting you as a spar partner. But it's real though. And I'm not supposed to be fighting you. I'm supposed to be fighting them, but I need a warm-up. And both boxers agree, opposed to, you know, we thinking everybody's a tune-up because Boots don't fight who we say he should fight. He might fight somebody else. And what you saying, and this person is higher ranking, so it can't be a tune-up. So I think that'd be the misconstrued of it. So that's why I was just saying, what is your definition of a tune-up in boxing? Like a real tune-up. Somebody say a real tune-up.
I'm gonna keep it brief. I'm gonna let Tufo and Ty go in. For me, a tune-up is just when you fight somebody that you pretty much know you're gonna beat, and he's relatively unknown. Like, to me, it has to be, not necessarily it has to be both of those, but to me, that's basically it. Just a guy that's not really known, and a guy that we could say is not on your level for sure. Like, for example, like a lot of people first. Yeah, okay, go ahead. Yeah,
I'm saying, I feel like a tune-up is just like a motherfucking 70-30, 80-20 fight. Like, it's
right. Something overwhelming.
You going in there like after a layoff or something, like just to make sure everything under the bright light still like how it's supposed to be. Like a tune-up, like when you take your car to the shop or a checkup type shit. Like that's just what it is. But I don't think none of the motherfuckers he trying to fight is a tune-up.
Right. Rashidi Ellis? There's a tune-up? Speedy Rashidi? Come on, man.
Like nigga Turkey said he ain't doing no like tune-ups fight. But the nigga just put on this Matias and Dalton Smith fight.
Right.
Ain't nobody asked for that shit.
Come on, man. Nobody asked for that shit. Facts. What you say tune-up is, Ty? And now I want you to talk about what you said you ain't want to talk about it. I don't remember.
Oh, the Robert stuff?
Yeah.
For me, it's two versions of a tune-up. It's what boxing fans perceive a tune-up to be, which is a layup. Some dude that's at the back end of the ratings that you're supposed to pummel. But there's also what we in boxing consider a trainer's tune-up. This is a guy that may not be of your caliber, but he possesses certain attributes or traits that you need to, you know, work on under the lights to prepare you for the guy that you're supposed to be fighting next.
I like that.
That's what a true tune-up is.
I like that.
Okay, yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, okay, cool.
And like for example, Oster, and let me know if y'all disagree. For me, a tune-up is, like I said, Teofimo Steve Claggett. Excuse me.
For sure.
Job Ataya Claudio Squeo. The fuck was that? You know, he was undefeated, but who is that? And then let me think of another one. Recent.
That Charlo card just recently. Charlo.
There you go. Charlo and Thomas Lamana. Right. Yep, that's perfect.
Yeah, Lamana.
Jamal Charlo and Thomas Lamana. And even Caleb Plant. That's why that's upset of the year, because Resendez. Yeah, Amado Resendez should have been a tune-up. You feel me? And I was supposed to set up the eventual clash between Charlo and Plant. But similar to Wilder, you know, Plant fumbled the bag just like Wilder did with Joseph Parker when he was supposed to beat him and fight Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua beat Otto Wallin on that what was that Day of Reckoning card, I think.
Yup.
Yeah, so.
Besides Bam in this recent fight, like out of all of these recent like fights that's setting up the next fight, like who all won? I feel like all of the fights like that recently been getting like messed up.
True.
It's been like that. It's been like that before too. I was about to ask you, Ty. If I'm correct, Doc, if I'm correct, didn't Roy Jones fight Glenn Jones that time because he's supposed to fight? Who he's supposed to fight?
The Road Warrior, Glenn Johnson, man, big body minded from Jamaica. That? He was supposed to fight who?
And that was supposed to be. I think he's supposed to fight somebody after that. He remember because he picked Glenn because Glenn Johnson had an interview. I seen an interview with him. He was talking about that fight. He's talking about coming to America, coming over here to fight, and they said that everybody thought that he was, you know what I mean, like but he
like a stepping stone.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Yeah, like a stepping stone. I can't remember who he was supposed to fight, but it was supposed to be somebody else after that fight. I can't remember, but I know that
sounds right. I can't remember either. Yeah, that sounds right, bro. I can't remember either, but that definitely sounds right.
I remember when you came in because I know which fighter actually ruined that one. He had a close decision with somebody from Camden, Huawei. That's what ruined the rematch with Bernard. I'm trying to think who was the other guy.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Can't remember, man.
Yeah,
But
I don't
yeah, I
remember
can't
either.
remember. But I know it was a situation with that. It was a situation with that with Roy.
Yeah, because after he beat Roy, he fought Tarver, right? Glenn Johnson, I'm talking about.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
And that's with Roy, yep.
The Road Warrior.
Was it for Tarver?
That's what I was going to ask. That it might have been for Tarver, but I don't remember. But I do remember Glenn Johnson going on.
I think it was for Tarver.
It might have been.
I think it was for Tarver. I swear, I think it was for Tarver.
It could have been.
I can't remember. But it was like two folks just said. That's how that shit happened. Like you do something, and it'd change the ties. And boxing is one of those sports that. Man, we could have been going left, but we coming back home with nothing going right.
Yeah,
no, for real, we came here with a
yeah, I mean, look at even like Spence was his car crash that derailed him and Pacquiao, and then Pacquiao got the Ugas fight, and then Pacquiao messed around and lost, and then Spence ended up fighting Ugas. So it was all types of fumbling with that one, you know.
Yeah, fumbling, kid.
Yeah, we see it all the time. You're right.
Pacquiao was the retina.
Huh?
Pacquiao was the retina.
Yeah. You're right about that.
Yeah. There's always somebody in there to
always.
Come up, kid. It's always a possibility.
Yeah, man, you always gotta capitalize on your opportunity. You can't take that for granted, man. Upsets happen in boxing, or life happens, you know. But yeah, with the Robert Garcia stuff, I'm gonna tell you why I like him. I'm gonna let Ty cook. The reason why I like Robert Garcia, man, because like I said, I do like Mikey Garcia, and I remember Robert Garcia as a fighter. I just always like this camp. I like Brandon Rios. I liked obviously Mikey Garcia. I like his camp now, and I just but I'm not saying that you should like him. I'm just saying that I like him. I can't really defend him because he does seem like he's always around the fuckery, bro. He always around it, bro. But what I was saying is that I don't knock any. I'm not knocking anybody for Snack right now. I'm not saying that Snack you can't be suspicious. You should be suspicious, but the way that they going about it for certain fighters is crazy. It feels like they're just targeting. But go ahead, Ty.
Here, it's 8:41 in Georgia.
Like my brother 2-4 said when he brought up the Balco stuff, people forget all the other people that was actually around Victor Conte at that time, like Memo Heredia.
Memo.
Damn, I didn't even know that one.
The funny thing is when he was talking about the package, that wasn't Snack.
But that package was.
He was still doing work with Memo Heredia. So a lot of the beef between him and the Benavidez camp is over who gets to work with the guy more, and the fact that you stole my fighter. But that's a whole nother story.
That's deep. That's crazy.
Like Robert Garcia is a good figure, like just for a namesake because of all the fighters he trained, including his brother.
Right, including Mikey, man.
But
Mikey.
for every good addition he has for the sport of boxing, there's always something that gives it a black eye.
Yeah.
Whether it be his stuff behind the scenes with Memo Heredia or persuading guys to do dirty underhanded tactics in the ring. Whether it be the plaster on the gloves, whether it be a guy showing up with no padding in the fucking gloves. That was Robert Garcia trying to tell Leonard, Floyd, and Senior, oh nah, these fresh out the pack. No, the fuck they wasn't.
That's the McDonald's joint, ain't it?
Yep.
Oh my goodness, Robert, bro, you looking bad, Robert. Say it ain't so.
That was Robert in the video with Margarito laughing about the hand wraps, putting the cinder block over it.
I'm telling you that.
That was Robert Garcia and the other assistant that jumped Freddie Roach in the gym.
Bing, 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 bing.
Why they do that to that old man with
Parkinson's, man? Why they do Freddie like that, bro? Freddie wasn't ready, man. Freddie wasn't ready, man. Shout out to Freddie Roach, man. I got Freddie Roach's autograph, man. Shout out to Freddie Roach, man.
We talk about Eddie Reynoso in the weird cases. It might not have been one of your flagship fighters, but you got a couple weird cases in your gym.
Hey.
Robert Garcia.
Hey. My boy
Just
Ty
saying.
cooking right now. Ty cooking right now, man.
Cook, Ty, cook. Tell Doc. Never like those Doc.
But this is
Garcia
a
brothers.
guy that they tell you is trainer of the year.
That's true. Yeah, I know about this stuff. Also, hey man, I rock with Robert, man. I rock with.
Nah, Reynoso getting trainer of the year. Reynoso getting trainer of the year.
He getting trainer of the year this year? You think?
Hell yeah. The way boxing going, hell yeah.
If he gets it this year, which I know you trolling, but if he gets it this year, all those people popping dirty, that'd be crazy.
Oh no, crazy. I'm not. Oh, the crazy thing is, Eddie Reynoso and Robert Garcia can have all these things happening around them, and they'll still be they'll get the accolades, none of the scrutiny.
Facts.
My boy Derek James only had one transgression.
Yep.
Working with somebody just to get the bag.
Yep, Ryan.
And look at how we view him now.
You're right about that. No, you're right about that. That I will admit.
Yeah. People out here saying Derek James trash.
I ain't gonna lie. DJ got tightened up though, bro. He got tightened up, man.
Know your fucking place.
I ain't gonna lie, man. DJ got tightened up, man. He looking bad, man. Errol Spence, Frank Martin. Like, come on, bro. He got Lockett, Ryan Garcia cheating. And then losing the rolling. Bro, hey, DJ
but
looking bad.
Looking back to Robert Garcia, we see him go 2-8.
You right.
In a month span.
You right.
28.
Ryo got smoked by Gary Anton Russell. I'm talking about he ain't went around. That boy was looking bad in there, bro.
Hey, when Bill had asked Derek James if he was doing Ryan Garcia weight cut this camp, he looked like he ain't know what to say.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't like that, bro. Nah, Bill wrong for that. I'm gonna tell you why Bill wrong. You know Derek James, he don't look like he too quick on his feet, man. He seems like he a real organized, type of brother, man. He gotta think.
He
can't think on the fly, bro. And Bill was on his head top, bro. I said, dang, DJ don't even want to be in the room right now. He was like,
He said, you know, if he would have said, yeah, and then Ryan would have popped again, they'd have been like, well, you know who did it the first time.
Facts.
I'm trying to tell you.
Bill got the gift of gab, man. Bill got the gift of gab. I was feeling bad for DJ right there. I ain't gonna hold you.
That was an easy target. He a dude that don't do too much talking.
Yeah, he don't do too much talking.
He not like, computer savvy.
Right.
He was telling Bo Mac to go get a Big Mac and shit like that, and then they need to make his own weight division. He need to be
Then he had a lot to talk about before Errol Spence. That was his voice.
Yeah.
They had real smoke though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was talking then. I tell you, he always looked like he just robbed the bank. Every time you see that motherfucker, he always cutting his eyes and shit. Like, he's like, don't ask me no questions. You know you don't want to look at somebody. When you was school, you don't want to look at a teacher.
Bro,
you don't want to look at a teacher because you take the question. That's Derek James. He always cutting his eye. He always doing that shit. I told you, Doc. He always look sneaky. He could never be my manager or trainer.
He does look sneaky, but I just think that's him, man. Some people just misunderstood like that. I just think to me he just seems like a very calculated type of, like, I don't know, like everything sneaky has to be rehearsed. Like he can't really just. He might not be too. Oh, you know what? He not really that. He don't seem personable to me. That's what I'm looking for. He's not really personable. Like.
But it makes sense though. It makes sense when you look at his fighters. It makes sense.
Hey, Oster.
They can't think in the ring neither. They fight one way no matter what they get their ass kicked.
The back and forth between DJ and Bomac.
What'd you say?
I said I ain't like the back and forth between DJ and Bomac. They could have kept it boxing. They could have kept it classy.
Yeah.
DJ said some things, but Bomac said some shit too.
Yeah, that was funny, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That whole
talking about the man training skills, talked about him as a boxer, but if my recollection serves me right, Derek James was actually a better boxer than you was.
Yeah, then Bowman, I think so. Sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You got beat up by Butterbeat. Let's not forget that. Yeah, DJ got knocked out a couple times, but he ain't lose to Butterbeat.
Facts.
DJ low-key had got Bomac when Bomac was like, you ain't never been on this stage before, you ain't never been undisputed before. DJ was like, Charlo? He said, well, who else? He's like, who else? He said, who else you got undisputed, motherfucker?
Yeah.
That's too funny, man.
Okay. So, it don't matter. You could have been a better boxer than me, but
Yeah,
my student is better than your student. How about that one?
I agree with that. I agree. I don't think. I mean,
One student.
yeah, like, yeah. After one,
That,
you're
that was
right.
the back. That was the rebuttal. You're a one.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
At that time, at that time, Derek was a proven product until he started letting some, you know what I mean, in the gym.
right.
And well, I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna, you know what I mean? But anyway, Derek James is a sneaky motherfucker. He just looks sneaky. I don't give a fuck. I got to call, like I said, there's something up with you, my G. Let me talk to you for a minute, my guy. Never talk to you, man. Why? Because you looking funny over here. You look like you up to something. You look like you up to something. You gonna be, hey Doc, can you imagine him in your house just chilling and shit in the corner? You be like, yo, why you standing over there, man? Sit down, man.
And he got a
Look
Kawhi
at that.
Leonard laugh too.
Yeah,
Hey,
cut
bro,
your fucking
hey,
eye
bro,
all
yes, he
day.
does. But see, I just think he a little awkward, man. I rock with DJ though. I was on his head top for a bit about the Ryan Garcia stuff, but yeah, I rock with DJ, man.
I'm gonna give DJ two
One
things.
time
I'm
for
gonna
the
give him two
Muslim
things.
brethren.
Either you a little slow and you don't want to tell nobody. You know what I mean? You're a little slow. You know what I mean? You can't
Yeah.
comprehend shit together.
Yeah, I think he might be a little.
Like you used to be on Thursday or some shit. Like you getting off that Thursday. You know what I mean? That shit's still affecting you or some shit. I don't know.
wrong, man. Hey, but fellas, man, I'm gonna go ahead and call him. I gotta take my dog out. Stuff like that. Man.
All right, y'all.
Walk, man. Yes, sir, man. Hey,
All right, my G.
tell me something good, man. We're gonna close it out. Go ahead, Tufo. I know Tufo be hanging up quick. He probably already gone. Oh, there you go.
That was just when they clicked the end.
Tufo be gone quick, boy. Gosh dang. Were you ever talking to people on the phone? Be like, yeah, I'm gonna go. But by the time you say, all right, peace, they gone already. Gosh dang, boy, that's Tufo one of them. But yeah, man, tell me something good for you get up out of here, Tufo. What you got? Let me see. Give me what's your opinion on that Jarrell Big Baby Miller, man? He just announced that the Anderson fight off, man. Big Baby. We ain't getting
You
baby
said
on
on
baby.
or it's off?
Off. Big Baby Miller said Jared Anderson pulled out, man. And he said
I didn't even know that motherfucker was on. When did it get announced?
Oh yeah, it was announced to be on the Canelo Bud undercard.
What?
Oh shit! Like what I think about.
Say maybe like a couple days ago, or maybe last week, at the end of last week, or the beginning of this week. I don't remember. It was announced.
What I think about Big Baby pulling out.
Yeah, and he also said Deontay Wilder ain't want no smoke either. And he said Anthony Joshua don't want no smoke. He said both of them declined to fight. Wilder didn't want it because he said Big Baby be talking too much trash, and AJ wanted because he focused on Jake Paul. That's what Big Baby Miller said.
I believe him a little bit, but shit, they might probably want to put up with that like that. Just imagine like if Abdullah and Haney was finna fight, you think Abdullah there to be ready to be talking with Bill?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like that's probably.
So. You think so, Tom?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What?
Nah, I don't, because Abdullah there don't really talk.
Yeah.
So like, I know Wilder kind of a talker, but like AJ not really. I ain't never really seen them like talk too much. Like even with that Du Bois shit, he said, "Don't disrespect me." Like Du Bois ain't even say shit for real.
Hey no. He got him that one time when he said, "I'm gonna spank you like I'm your daddy" or something like that. He said, "You a big baby, I'm gonna spank you like I'm your daddy." That was the only good line he had, but that was good enough.
He told him he was his landlord. Don't act shy when I come to collect the rent.
Even that last press conference with Fabio Worley, like that motherfucker was low key turned. Like Big Baby was on his ass.
It was.
So I think ain't nobody really just trying to put up with that for real. Like the build up.
Ain't trying to go back and forth with him.
Yeah.
Feel it.
But Anthony Joshua was saying he focused on Jake Paul is crazy.
That's mad crazy. That's crazy. Hey, get the money. Get the money, man. I ain't mad at it. Definitely that.
Motherfucker had a problem when Tank was gonna do it though.
Come on now. Come on, man. Hey.
But all right, y'all.
Maybe on Wilder.
All right, my brother.
So like he gonna pull that Ray J on him. That's why they can't be at the podium.
Oh wow.
Big Baby Miller, Wilder. That's the reason why he can't be at the podium with him.
Oh Lord.
He's gonna mess up the fight.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna pull a Tupac. I blanked your wife.
Hey. We ride on bad boy for life. Oh man, talk to me, Oster.
Oh, me?
Yeah, if I call
I'm 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 predicting
Mm.
a Earl Spence move about September, probably like second, first. I think it's gonna be a training accident or a training injury while sparring. It's gonna be some bullshit,
Mm.
and they're gonna try to wait my man out for another 6 months. Cause I think Canelo going. I think he gonna run the bullshit ass sparring accident shit that he can't fight
Mm.
him. I'm really thinking this. I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm
Hmm.
thinking it's building up. I'm thinking it's building. I'm thinking that's about the last result that in training or broke my thumb. You know, that's the last because everybody else that say that shit get scrutiny.
I ain't
So
gonna lie. If
it's
he
bet,
don't get any scrutiny, that'd be
it bet
crazy.
not come
Yeah,
back. I swear to
that'd be
God,
crazy. That'd
it
be
bet not
crazy.
happen.
I hope
He
it doesn't
bet not
happen,
get an
but
injury in his training. I swear to God, it bet not happen, man.
yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
yeah.
If it don't happen, it's Crawford and Nate. But
Oh man, Daniels. He says,
but
"Who's
I think
winning,
that I'm
Crawford and
telling you, I
Canelo?"
swear to God,
Go ahead.
man. I've been thinking, man. I'm like, yo, what is the last result? I said, this motherfucker still got another way out. This motherfucker, he gonna do that as fucking camp shit. This fucking bastard. Damn.
Hey, I don't think that's the thing. I think both of them got hurt, so I don't think either one of them gonna pull out. But hopefully, there's no injury. Hopefully, nothing that happens. Daniel Z, you heard my boy Ocean say he got Crawford today. He asked me who I got, Crawford or Canelo. I mean, who's gonna win? I don't know, man. But I think Canelo's gonna win. But we'll see how it goes, man. Both of them are phenomenal fighters. I think it's a tough fight for both of them. I think obviously Canelo being the bigger guy, so it should be a little easier for him than Bud. But I don't think that Bud can't overcome like my brother Oster's talking about right now. So. Bud's a beast, man. 41-0. 41 have tried. 41 have failed. So
Hey,
shout out to him. Go ahead, Ty.
Man, I feel like the only thing that's going to stop the Bud and Canelo fight is either an injury from either side
Mm.
or the boxing gods doing us right by pulling Eddie Reynoso out of the equation.
Mm.
that won't stop the fight, right?
Shit, it should. Yeah.
I don't see Canelo trying to go forward without his Robin.
Right.
Even though my man Bud fought without Bomac.
Tank fought without. Oh, I thought
On
when
his
y'all,
biggest
I
day.
thought when y'all were gonna stop me. Tank fought
I
without
mean,
Coach Calvin.
Yeah,
he
on
did
his biggest day
He
though.
did.
more than once. More than once.
More than once. You right.
He fought. Yeah. But with Canelo, like almost, is it more than 70 fights? Or is it almost 70 fights?
Almost. What?
I think
67?
Okay.
damn near 70 fights with one guy.
Facts.
All right. Well, we talking 41 with one guy.
Yeah, I think that man, I hope that doesn't happen, man. I'll be disappointed. All this build up now. But that undercard looking pretty decent though, even without. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like it, but I'm okay with the
Oh,
undercard.
what's the
Lester
undercard?
Martinez.
What's the
Oh,
undercard?
well, okay. It's reported that it's Lester Martinez versus Christian and Billy. Like I said, Big Baby Miller versus Big Baby Anderson, but obviously that's not happening anymore. But that doesn't mean that Big Baby Miller won't get a replacement. But it was supposed to be Lester Martinez, Christian and Billy, Big Baby Miller, Big Baby
I got.
Anderson. I gotta look it up. I don't remember the rest. Somebody else
Okay,
is
I got
fighting us
McBilly.
too.
I got Christian McBilly on that fight.
Yeah, me too.
That's what I definitely got him.
Even though I like Lester Martinez, but I just think Christian and Billy gonna take that one. Oh yeah, Callum Walsh and Fernando Vargas Jr. I got Callum Walsh on that, and then I can't remember who the other one was. There's one more. I'm trying to find it right now. So there's one more I know. I cannot.
They should have put that girl fight as an undercard. Now I wouldn't have minded as an undercard on the Canelo fight, but under that other fight, that should have been a main event.
Okay, I found it. I'm gonna pull it up right now on the screen. This is the proposed. Oh no, I got them all. Okay, yeah, we got them all. So Canelo, Crawford, and Billy, Lester Martinez, Jared Anderson, Gerald Big Baby Miller, but that seems to be scrapped. And then Callum Walsh and Fernando Vargas Jr. So I
That'd be a
got
nice card.
Canelo and Billy. I would have had Miller, and I got Callum Walsh for my winners.
Oh, okay. That's gonna be a good night, Doc. I got something. I got
I ain't
something
putting
to
no
debate
money
with
on
you
it.
about.
No, I ain't putting.
Yo,
Yeah,
I got
yeah,
something to debate. No,
yeah,
I got
yeah.
something to debate with you about.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we got some stuff to talk about. I ain't putting no money on that card though, bro. That's some good fights. But yeah, fellas, I appreciate y'all, man. I'm going to go ahead and call it. Go take my dog outside.
Real quick, Doc. My
Yeah.
bad. Real quick.
No,
Give
you
me
good,
2
you good.
minutes. 2 minutes.
Go ahead.
2 minutes. Like, look, it's my man, right? I got a little young dude, right? It's a young dude, right? He a boxer. He a little amateur boxer, but he in the bar every day. So I'm like, nigga, you ain't no boxer. You in the bar with me every day. So anyway, we be talking. So I say, yo, you is funny. So I say, yo, remember Shakur fought Zepeda, right? So
Yep.
I'm like, yo,
Yep.
who you
William
got?
Zepeda.
I say, yo, who you got? He said, man, I got Shakur, man. You know, Zepeda, man. You know, man, I got Shakur. I said, you ain't got Zepeda? I said, damn, that's strange, right? And so I just left the shit alone, right? And so now we talk about Canelo and them. So I said, who you got for the Canelo fight? Because I'm thinking you going with Crawford. You don't with fucking Shakur.
Shakur, right.
He said, I'm going with Canelo. I said, you going with Canelo? What happened to your people? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was mad for you. You supposed to be, you supposed to that's supposed to be by default. Like, what the fuck?
That's crazy. What happened to your people?
He looked at me, he said, yo, you fucked up. Oh, he said, yo, you fucked up.
Oh my gosh, bro. Yes, man. Hey, I'm just like him though, man. I'm the same way, man. I just be picking off of the analysis, man. Hey, very says he has the whole right side. I'm not mad at that. Hey. So if I remember right, it was what on the right side was Bud, Martinez.
Yeah.
Fernando Vargas Jr. and Big Baby Miller, I think you had on the right side.
No, Christian and Billy, right? Was it Big Billy on the right side?
Oh, Billy might have been on the right side. You might be right.
Because I said that's what I said. I'm glad we got something to argue about.
Yeah, I was going off.
Again?
Say it again, Ty.
Who's in Billy fighting again?
Lester Martinez.
Damn, he B-side.
Let me pull it up again. I don't remember. Now that you say that.
You would think Billy be on the left.
Yeah, facts. And they also had Fernando Vargas on the, I guess. And Billy was on the left. Lester Martinez was on the right. Yep. And Billy was the A side. I'm gonna pull it up again. Yeah, and Billy was on the left. So all right side is Bud, Lester, Miller, Fernando Vargas. I got Cinnamon and Billy, Miller, and Callum Walsh. So I have 3 on the left. And 1 on the right.
I got Bud, Big Billy, and Junior, Vargas Jr. And fuck Big Baby. And they don't even know if they're gonna fight.
Yeah, they ain't even gonna fight, so that's dead.
And if there was, I got anybody who fighting Big Baby. I got the other one. I'm just fucking to get a journeyman. I got the other dude. I'm just fucking right now.
Well, fellas, man. All right, then, man. I'm gonna catch y'all tomorrow on the flip side, man. Good Lord willing. Or I might be on. Yeah, I think we have some fights on Friday. I don't think there's any fights this Saturday, is there?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think there's a fight tomorrow, though. I think one of the Maloneys are fighting tomorrow. No. That's next week. That's on the 16th. That's on the same day as the Matama and Dylan White. Tomorrow is there's no fight this Saturday, but there's a fight tomorrow. 2 fights tomorrow. Omar Trinidad versus Lorenzo Parra and Mirko Coelho. Okay, I know him. Versus Sergio Rios Jimenez on the zone. Oh, they're in Libya with it. I have to watch that.
I know one thing. I know if Crawford wasn't fighting Canelo, that McBilly and the Lester Martinez fight, that's about to be a good fight.
Yeah, that'd be a main for sure.
Yeah, that's about to be a good fight. Yeah,
that'd be a main event for sure. So yes, I talked about them today. Okay, you say you still live? Yeah, I'm about to slide though now, Shawa. But the homies kept me on longer than I thought. Yeah, I might check that out tomorrow. Good Lord willing. So I might go live for that. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all coming through, man.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, all right, fellas. God bless.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir, man. Shout out to them, man. Shout out to the people that show love. Everybody that came through, man. Smack the like button, all that good stuff at bonbons. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the super chatters, man. Shout out to Oscar for the $5, Oster for the $2, Oscar for the $5 more. Appreciate that. And Oscar for the re-up on the membership, man, for another 5 months. And he said, Big Junto, stop it anyway in 5 for the 5 months, man. Shout out to my guy renewing that membership for another 30 days, man. Shout out to him at the Boxing Talk graduate level for the membership. So I appreciate that. Appreciate everybody that came through. Don't forget to smack that like button if you haven't done so already. Shout out to everybody that came through on the calls today. That'll be my brother Tufo, my brother Oster, and my brother Ty. You feel me? Appreciate them, man, in the Discord right now, man. Shout out to Shawa. Appreciate you. You got a phone call. It's all good. It's all good. I appreciate you coming through. Much love to you as well, and blessings. Thank y'all for coming through for real. Don't forget to smack that like button if you haven't done so already. I don't know why you didn't. Smack yourself first, then smack that like button. And subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell, turn on notifications as well, so you get notified when I drop another YouTube video banger or I go live, you know. Follow your boy on Twitter. All that's free. TikTok, Instagram, everything's free. You feel me? Smack the like button. That's free. But most importantly, remember, with God, we can do anything. Without God, we're nothing. The doctor's out. Peace. From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold, we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.